Alright, should be live on both platforms now. YouTube is too slow. You're ready. You're ready for YouTube. So this is the first set I've seen where they didn't start ahead of time. What is this? The players are acting like normal players today. So I'm always excited to cast Daniel's sets because he is our best player from the US. I'm not as familiar with who Beigu is, but apparently Beigu is ranked number 67 on the 1v1 ladder with a 2419 ELO rating. Daniel, though, number 9 on the 1v1 ladder. Daniel really grinds 1v1s. He's 2743. So Daniel is definitely the heavy favorite here, but Beigu is apparently a good player, and I don't know if I've ever watched Beigu before. So this will be a good experience for me to learn a new player. And Pro Plebs is on YouTube with that crown. With that crown. Oh, I can turn off the XP leaderboard. I'll probably do that. And hello, Patrick. What are you doing today, Patrick? So, still waiting for drafts, or for a lobby or anything. Not much going on today other than this LingHe Cup. Oh, Andy and Lewis are playing on Passage? How did they get that map? What type of bans and picks did it take to get Passage as a map? I'm tempted just to look at that. Passage. I'm scared more than anything for this, but I might as well look at it. How did they end up playing Passage? Okay, we don't have a scoreboard for that. Passage. Also, this map now has so many shallows in it. It's like shallow. You can go past. You just rush. Look at all those fish that are in the shallows. Usually fish can't be in the shallows. This is a heavily scripted map if I've ever seen one. So yeah, 2 relics on each side, 1 relic in the middle. Oh, this map is cooking. Lewis says TY. Oh, Andy sends him his sheep. Probably Andy's pick. This is in the ranked map pool. They're just playing a ranked map. And hello, HQ. How are you doing? You're just playing a ranked map, and this is what we got. Thank you for all the casting recently. I've been enjoying the VODs. Hope you've been enjoying the VODs. I'm glad that just I cast and I have the VODs on my channel. And once I finally get a chance, maybe... I think Heaven and Hell ends this weekend, and then there's just no big tournaments going on. I'm going to cast the Community League of Cartographers, but hopefully next week I can do a good chunk of YouTube editing. So I'm almost finished making all the payments to people on Cartographers. You can work while you put me in the background. Nice. I think only 2 sets today. And I'm also just going to keep an eye on the drafts for the set I'm going to be casting, but I still don't see them. So I might as well just cast a game. Oh, I'm seeing a LingHe Cup draft. Nice. We can wait for the drafts to be done while we cast a game, though. Yeah, Daniel will be on the left. Which doesn't matter because I don't have it up yet, but he will be there. Oh yeah, Patrick stole your number 1. I don't know how that works. You gotta keep just typing or chatting or spamming the chat. I feel like maybe the number 1 thing would make more sense if we had like a huge YouTube chat and maybe it was like very active and people were going for it. But even then, I guess it's just like you're spamming for it. Twitch chat's definitely more active, but I am, I think, actively reading both chats, and there are more people typing on YouTube now. So what do we got going on? Feudal Age for both players, and I imagine this is just a galley war, but you do have some options to be aggressive over the shallows, and 4 militia drush from the Byzantines. Lewis hasn't seen that. Andy is not going the short way across the passage, he's going the long way around the passage, and the fishing ship might spot him because of that. Oh, Nilly, what is this pathing? Is this actually closed? Is this just like layered shallows that they can't cross? Wait a minute, is this actually passable? It's called the passage, maybe it should be called the pathfinding problem. I have showered today, yes, I've showered today. I didn't take a morning run this morning. I need to be very, very careful about how I'm running so I don't go through ankle injuries and knee injuries. So I'm not running on consecutive days. My next run will probably be Monday. I'll go to the gym probably twice between today and Sunday. That's what happens when you're in your 30s. Your workout schedule becomes more about injury prevention. Okay, so 3 men-at-arms coming in for Andy. They will get in on this wood line. The scout will keep that open. A great job from Andy to keep it open. And now he's going to try to block a Vil as the men-at-arms swoop in and get the kill. Too close to the TC for anything else. But that is horrible if you're playing a water map to lose your lumber camp like that. And Andy, ooh. Earlier he gave the pigs back, now he's taking the pig. At the same time though, Lewis on the water. Against Byzantines, Byzantine fire is probably, as much as they're the best fires, probably not as useful on this map. Is the LingHe Cup a new one, or did I just never notice? Krimith, it is a new one that I've been casting the past week. It just started this week. I don't think it's gotten much advertisement among anyone else. I don't know if anyone other than I have streamed it. I think maybe Ornu might have streamed it a bit. But yeah, it is fairly new. And there's going to be a lot of Chinese community content coming up because they will have the Lingyuan, or the Lingyuan LAN, the LY LAN, coming up in October. And there will be qualifiers for that happening pretty soon. Because October itself is pretty soon. And next month we will have Sudden Disaster. And hello, Easy Bymond. Any significantly different rules? Nope, it's just a double elimination tournament. So double elimination map pool, very similar to Warlords. I think 9 bills start, but this is not a game from it. We're just waiting for the draft to happen. And watching Andy try to teach Lewis a lesson with his new men-at-arms while Lewis is winning the water. And winning it, I think, quite convincingly. Faster working, I believe the faster working military bonus for the Aztecs. Military units train 15% faster applies to their dock units too. So while they're not particularly good on the late game, in the late game on the water, with the lack of galleon, and the lack of cannon galleon, they are quite good on the water in the feudal age. Sudden disaster, sudden death tournament? Yes, yes it is. 1v1 sudden death. So Vils go down. Ooh, men-at-arms get a hit. Archery's behind the wood line, shooting at the Vils as the men-at-arms are hoovering around still. And Lewis has been heavily disrupted on land, but I guess it makes sense for Andy to go this way if he's not going to go galleys. I know that I will also mentally be at ease when I finish all of the payments for cartographers, as that has been just kind of tedious, collecting several dozen invoices, dealing with several dozen different banking systems. And let me just keep checking for the next draft. They are done with their map draft. They are in the middle of their civ draft, just about done. Really enjoyed that team sudden death tournament. That was a great finals that they had. I think I was probably the only one who casted that, but the finals were amazing. Leary went 1v3 with Treb snipes in that game. That was beautiful. Man-at-Arms get another Vil. So 4 to 4 Eco KD. The 4 deaths for Andy are the fish. Andy will be up to the castle age. He'll be castle first. Lewis could buy his way up. But that does mean he can redock and go fires on the water. I'm just going to keep an eye out for when the actual game starts in the other tournament. No lobby up yet, but they're just about finished with their draft. Ooh. I'm gonna resize an OBS overlay in between too. So Lewis doing a market. Andy is forward for a stable, and well, I think Andy's actually in a decent spot if he can just go now Byzantine fire ships. Okay, I'll have an updated draft overlay for after these games. This will be glorious. So fire is taking out the fishing ships there. I think Persians will be a common pick in Sudden Disaster. I think so, yes. Persians, Byzantines. I guess it really depends on the map pool, but Persians, of course, with more TC hit points, and also the faster working TC when you're stuck on one TC, are going to be very smooth to play and very forgiving when it comes to repairing your TC if mistakes are made. Also, it'll be Eagles for Lewis. Scorpions for Andy. If only Andy hit some cataphracts. As Andy now, with his Byzantine fire ships, will be trying to win the water. Should clean all these fires at least. The Byzantine fires are strong. Ooh, with low HP, he tries to run back though. I'm putting more fires forward. I guess that makes sense if he can turn around. Oh gosh, Lewis, you can lose everything. All his Byzantine fires. Alright, Andy now has the score lead, and he has the water. Andy has a good Vil lead because he's cleaned up all the fishing ships. He's ahead in villagers himself. Eagle defense for Lewis. But I'm still not sure how Aztecs win this in the long run because Byzantine should just win the water. Physics call that said take the relic off the water. Well, the relic floats and is also guarded by a crocodile. But okay, I do see the players have a game for the set we're actually going to cast. And I think because this is the passage and Andy has won the water, that he will win this. But it might take him an hour to win. So I'm just gonna... We're done with the pre-game entertainment, I think. I'm just gonna tab out. And just go back to the overlay and get ready for the set we're actually gonna cast. And we maybe just line this up a bit more properly. You can like stack it on top of each other, right? That'll line it up properly. And then just move it down. Let me zoom in slightly more. I think I might be like 1 pixel off. There. Now that's lined up. And I'll make it a bit larger too. Maybe a bit of space between this Maps and the civs. And there we go. How's that for an overlay? There. Larger, we all can see it. Beautiful. Alright, and have they launched? They have. Okay, first map will be Basmo. We got 26 seconds to spec delay, then we'll get into it. It'll be Daniel as the Inca, and Beigu as the Spanish. Now again, I'll pronounce him as Beigu, because that's how my mind thinks to pronounce it. If anyone in chat knows better and has a correction, let me know. And hello, Maestro86. So here we go, capture it loading up. And let me just set the names of the players on the scoreboard. Looks the same as yesterday. I updated it so that it had an extra row on the civs. So this is Beigu. And here we are. So, as I was saying, Daniel grinding the 1v1 ladder. He'll be in the blue to the northwest, playing as the Inca, potentially going for a Trush. He is, I think, number 7 on the ladder currently. Beigu, I just looked him up. What is his ladder position? He is ranked number 67 on the 1v1 ladder. He is 2419 elo. So Daniel definitely is the favorite, but Beigu should be able to put up a fight. We saw Raze put up a fight against Lix the other day. And Beigu will be in the red, playing as the Spanish. Now this is a map where I feel like in this Civ matchup, Daniel has to Trush, and if the Trush doesn't work, he doesn't have an answer to Conquistadors. This is where he's basically forcing himself to Trush. And while Trushes, we did see Lewis win a game with a Trush. They can be very effective. A little tiny passage down here where even a tower could go. I realized that the mouse wheel issue definitely is a mouse wheel issue on my mouse, where sometimes it doesn't do the first click in the right direction. So hopefully I get a new mouse soon. I really need to get a new mouse. This worn a hole in the side of this one too. Let's go Beigu. Yes, I'm sure we'll have some Beigu fans rooting for an upset, but here Daniel is an American. If there's one thing I do, it's root for the American players who play AoE 2, because there aren't many of us. There are not many of us. Can he mass Skur? He could have mass Skur. You're right. I forgot about the fact that the Skirmisher is the most powerful unit in the game, and he has cheaper Skirms. So you are right. He could just go pure Skirm. What was I thinking? A mass monk for the Incas can be a bit awkward though against the Spanish, because they lack atonement. And against monks, Spanish thing could just do their own monks, or even missionaries, and do atonement and convert them. So, monk plus eagle could work. I still think Aztec, if you're going to go monk plus eagle, is the better civ for that combination. Though, Inca, I think, more excel in other areas of their tech tree. Anyway, right now, Beigu has chopped through and gotten to his stone. And hello, Gothic brother. Can I ask what the viewers is referring to on that overlay? It is just whatever API I'm calling to get the viewer numbers is not in sync with when Twitch updates the viewer numbers. So that's something I'll be looking to update at some point soon too. I also want to include the YouTube viewer numbers, so those are on the future of overlay updates for me. There's also the confusing thing that Twitch has both subscriber numbers and subscriber points, where tier 2 or tier 3 subs give you more points. So, yep, here's the trush we expected from the Inca. Here's the trush we expected, and it might just run into Beigu sending Vills forward, then maybe they'll just get a big Vill fight. And you'll see what the scouting is. Beigu just about to see this. Your gates give you lots of vision. And if only he had the Vills out there, he'd be Vill fighting right now. Where are those Vills going? Oh, Daniel. Imagine if Daniel ran through the gate. Yeah, it's not YouTube. YouTube and Twitch are very different in the viewer numbers. Usually if I'm casting a big event, like both of them will have more viewers on them. But if I'm casting an event and like T90 and Dave are also casting it, I'll have far more YouTube viewers than Twitch viewers. A lot of areas, why not Portuguese? Portuguese are good on a wide variety of maps in this map pool, and I'll need to take another look at the draft, but maybe the Portuguese are just used somewhere else. So second lumber camp on the inside for Beigu. He's walled this off. And of a barracks going up there for Daniel. So the gate will go down. Beigu will need some stone. He's just up to feudal now, doing a loom. And then we'll likely need to counter tower whenever Daniel towers in here. And so barracks, we'll see if Daniel maybe follows up with a range. Might go for one of those Vinch-style archer trushes. Swall not really doing anything. There's an outpost first for Daniel before doing a tower. And Beigu, maybe he just wants a tower. Maybe he's committing the classic mistake of counter-towering an outpost. Now Daniel's just gonna run back and he'll do his own tower. I think you're a 2v4. I mean, Arlo and I did a 2v1 against Hera, where Hera had like a 2-minute advantage where both of us waited 2 minutes before playing. And it felt like we had a pretty good advantage in those settings. Very, very map and civ dependent though. But I think all of us are too high level players for a mismatch in numbers to make sense. So yeah, range goes up and there will be archers going for the tower. Yeah, I think Orlin has those games on his YouTube. Yeah. We played 3 games. We lost the one where Hera random Georgians, and we won the other 2. And it was definitely a setup where we could tell we would learn better how to do the 2v1 situation over time, and I think we just get a bigger advantage as we went on. And then there was another map where Hera got Aztecs and just couldn't do anything. So Daniel stalled out on the trush here, at least causing idle time for Beigu. He will now turn back to the main base of Beigu, look to punch down the gate. And the good thing for Daniel is that Beigu right now doesn't have much wood income because it was towered down here. And he will have to go for a very exposed lumber camp in the middle, potentially open for some type of eagle or crossbow raids later. And Beigu is just going to send a Vill to repair. No tower by this gate, so no reason that should ever get in. Just a bit of repairs and Beigu will be fine. Imagine if this were still Nobu Incas. But honestly, I don't think that would matter on this map. Because then you're not Vill fighting, you're just tower fighting. Nobu Incas, I think that like 1v1 Arabia, I know people talk about the Cumans, or maybe like the African kingdoms, Koreans with their towers, or maybe the Teutons with the Death Star TCs. I think actually the Inca when they had their Vil bonus, were actually the best 1v1 Civ we've ever had in AoE 2. You just go 18 pop blacksmith towers, and there's nothing that anyone can do. You just send your Vils in Vil fight, and you can't beat the Vils. Men-at-Arms didn't beat them, archers didn't beat them. And their towers were discounted, so that they'd get more towers than you. I think that actually was the most OP of any Civ that we've ever had. And it's a weird thing to say because it took a long time for people to figure out how strong those blacksmith bonuses applying to villagers in the feudal age were. And it really doesn't give you that great of a castle age bonus at all. But in feudal age, oh, that was insane how strong those vills were. I still have nightmares of those 4v4s where you'd face double Inca flanks and they'd both vil fight. I should have kept Tootin' Death Star. That is something that I think they were very wise to remove. This is the meta on this map. Who taking red off a stone? Although the more I've seen the map, the more I have seen the meta adapt to a point where it feels like this isn't really what happens. But then we get to the point where all that Daniel now needs to do is break this palisade and get the archers in. I mean, honestly, he doesn't even need to do that. Like, this tower actually covers, if you look at that blue line, the entire wood line. So that's 8 vills down for Beigu. I think maybe Beigu didn't realize how much he just actually needed to prioritize keeping his tower alive. He's trying to chop his way to freedom, but all those vills are so low on HP. And all that needs to happen is archers break through that palisade and they can finish off the vills. We're just getting a massacre of vills here. Bodies are piling up, and once Daniel gets up, you can even do Bodkin for more range. Oh no. Oh, Beigu. Oh, poor villagers. Does a moving buildings mod work? I do not know. I've not tried that. Even before DE, I haven't tried it. Alright, well, these are the remaining 4 vills, low on HP, as the archers want to break through that palisade. And towers for Daniel and Beigu's base. He's not actually towering anything, though, just building them to build them. No resources here to pressure. The barriers are taken. I guess that gold's forward, but the other gold in the back is safe. And yeah, there you go. There's the tower on the wood line. That'll probably be the more effective one. 4 mangonels now. Eagle. Oh, they mangonelled their own scout. Trying to get the eagle, and they got their own scout. And they're good. Yeah, they have a tower discount. They have a discount on the towers. And a good Dark Age with their extra pop space on the houses. So a decent eco for the tower rush, all things considered. Now, 4 mangonels. This all comes down to how good of a fight the Eagles can take. If they can dodge the shots, they don't. But there are no melee units. That Eagle has 7 hit points. And Beigu might need to sacrifice a mangonel. Doesn't even need to sacrifice a mangonel to get it. And mangonels and vills will go for the tower and knock down the tower. More vills retreating. So finally something going well for Beigu. And he is up to the castle age while Daniel is stuck in feudal. All the vills at this lumber camp have died, though. That's an 8-2 eco KD and better economy for Daniel. But Daniel still does need to find his way up to the next stage. He's doing a market, and he'll try to buy his way up, but does not have the food for it. Those vills forward for the trush definitely hurt his economy. He's not even up. See, he's up 800 in res collected, but still down in the feudal age. And I think a lot of those resources, remember, were spent on the towers. So that's towers rather than food and gold for uptiming because he needs stone. Okay. Losing that mangonel was unfortunate. 0 on food. 25 vills in a dream. Oh, you never know on clown maps. Sometimes your dreams can become reality. 105 Beigu? Well, Twitch says I have exactly 105 Twitch viewers right now. So that would be appropriate, but I'm not going to 105 players, especially in a tournament game. He feels he wants to have a chance with 4 mangonels and 3 monks? Well, you never know when you have monks. There's a chance he destroys the tower and kills 13 vills with mangonels. Probably open this slightly before he goes in. And yeah, he's gonna do just that. Just takes a couple of volleys. Or he's not. I thought that would have been a good idea. Maybe make it easier to pathfind the mangonels. Because now they're all grouped up. And I never like seeing 4 mangonels on one tile. 4 mangonels against the feudal age tower should be able to take that out no problem. Even without repairs. Didn't get all the shots he needed, maybe. Oh, 3 vills down. Okay, see, this is why Beigu now has some chances for attack. Okay, he misses all the attack rounds. This mangonel needs a good attack round. Monks need conversions. Y'all grouped up. Maybe that helps against the vills, though, if the vills are grouped up. Okay, he's getting the vill. What did I say? He could kill 13 vills? There he goes. He's getting some conversions, too. And okay, things kind of falling apart for Daniel. He's now lost his wood access. Daniel's up to castle, though. And he's still up 40 vills to 20. Okay, maybe 13 vills were not enough for Beigu to get back into the game, because at the same time, archers have gotten in on Baigu's gold. He was outside his walls mining the gold, and now the archers are just going to stand in his gate. Oh no, the poor villagers and the archers have gotten inside the base. And Eagle Warrior on the way. Okay, there's a win for Daniel. Alright, almost a comeback for Beigu. He did well with those mangonels, but lost to the archers on his gold. Basmo again, giving us a crazy trush game. I mean, maybe that's the meta that will come back, the tower rushing. GG. This is what I did to update the overlay. I made the Civ rows 2 rows. There's a win for Daniel. And his win comes on Basmo. And that was the Inca over the Spanish. So both using their last pick to save there. Let's see the lobby for the next game. There they are. It will be Kawasan. His wood income dead, spending what he had on mangoes meant he could get no farms ever. Not that I think Monk will swing him that game anyway against Archer's Eagles. Oh, I guess the mangoes needed to push the walls, right? If you don't, it's like if you don't have siege, you can't do damage on the walled maps. It's like it's something that's necessary. But yeah, it's a good point that it does prevent the farms. Why did both players have Persians? The start of the draft had a mutual pick. So they had a civ that was mutually picked and then revealed, and then the draft continued from there. Let's hope capture age loads in. Loading. We can do this capture age, I believe. And here we go. Game number 2 on Kawasan. We shall have Daniel playing as the Red Persians to the northwest, and Beigu playing as the Blue Japanese to the southeast. Now, lumber camp there for Beigu on the back wood line. Absolutely wonderful wood line, essentially playing Black Forest. Can easily wall there to the TC. Problem for Beigu will be that gold, that very forward gold, and he is going immediately to dock. Same with Daniel, and they're docking opposite lakes. Mid-year Christmas. Well, I hope you have a Santa costume for the party. If both decide different civs, and which one is decided? Then they both get different civs. The first pick is just they can pick any civ they want. That's not banned. And if they pick different civs, they pick different civs. If they pick the same one, they pick the same one. They can use it wherever they want. So Daniel decided to use Persians for Kawasan. This map pool has a lot of hybrid maps in it. So we'll probably see some different civ picks in different locations. And we'll have another dock for Beigu going up on this pond to the north. And we'll get the fish out. Daniel will come over and scout it? No? Yes? Yes, he will scout it. He will scout it. There you go, scouting it. Now the fishing ships come out. More fishing ships coming out of the dock too for Daniel. We're in winter now, not in my city. More down south. Temperature tonight goes down to 0 degrees Celsius, so pretty close to freezing temperatures. And then we'll have Loom for Beigu. I've only experienced snow once. I feel like New Zealand should get like snow during their winter, right? You've never seen snow fall. Y'all are lucky to live in warm locations. I gotta shovel snow every year and it's awful. It reminded me I should probably open my window too, so it's not as hot in here with my PC. There we go. You like skiing? There's skiing near me in the winter. I've never done it myself though. Underground garage, no more ice scraping. Nice. I had an apartment like that once. I didn't own a car when I lived there, though. I always took the bus to and from work because I was right next to the bus stop. But I imagine that would have been very convenient. Snows in the South Island of New Zealand, not very common in the North Island. Okay. I'm learning some New Zealand facts. So barracks on the way for Beigu, both players docking opposite ponds, no one actually going to contest the water. And it will just be a game on land. Forward militia into men-at-arms for Daniel. Hans the Waller, thank you for the follow. Thank you for helping us wall ourselves up to stay safe. as that is exactly what Beigu had to do for his gold mine to protect those villagers. His black forest wood line down here will protect his lumber camp. He's going to wall it in just in case. He'd maybe use a palisade here. And Roy Boy, thank you also for the follow. Okay, let's the men-at-arms in. Could maybe wall them and trap them. You're dope, thank you. Italian here, nothing gets done at 30 plus degrees. Well, I guess if you have good air conditioning, then you can do stuff inside. I know I personally am far more productive over the summer when it's light out. Although I feel like lightness has more of an effect on me than temperature does. The archer will come forward here for Beigu, and ooh, Beigu, quick gate, and they're trapped. Not even a gate to just palisade them in, and they're trapped. Archer, they're just gonna run them away, run away itself. Same speed, so if he turns to attack, then they get some hits on him. If he runs away, then they don't. And now full walls in here for Beigu, full walls, so those men-at-arms are trapped. He will attempt to go out to the berries though before they're cleaned up fully. And this ville could be slightly at risk. You're in Iceland. I imagine Iceland has some very extreme temperature changes. And behind this, Daniel will go for a forward dock. As the Persians, he will have a faster working dock. Beigu had been scouting, but didn't quite find it. And now we'll have to contest that with fires. Beigu himself wanted a dock down here, but there is a galley there for Daniel, patrolling the shoreline. So men-at-arms still getting cleaned by the archers and by the town center. And we get the farm, 1 HP farm. Oh, it doesn't snipe it off. Alright, so the men-at-arms forced some quick walling, kept the archers at home, but otherwise did not really accomplish much. Didn't get a chance to do much damage. At the front, though, Daniel is going for archers, and I do feel like Daniel's had a very smooth build so far, getting not just the aggressive dock up first, but also having the men-at-arms and then the archer transition. That is me, pro pleb. That was when I was a child model. Alright, and the galley here will deny the dock. Hovers around 0 degrees Celsius in your area, we're usually between -10 to +15. Ocean heat sink works to prevent extremes. The highlands get more cold, but no one lives there. Okay. -10 doesn't even sound all that bad. So Beigu's selling stone, he's gonna look to click up. Alright, and I was saying Daniel had a smooth build, but he also spent a lot of res. And he is not up. Okay, Castle Age timing for Beigu, nicely clicked from him. He's gonna have a huge advantage in timing over Daniel. Now as long as he can get the crossbows at the right position, he can probably take a great fight. In your town in Finland, the coldest in the winter gets around -30, and now in the middle of summer you're at +30. Yeah, so you have the extreme swings. I don't know what my temperatures here are in Celsius, but usually we have a few days over the summer where it's over 100 Fahrenheit, and then a few days over the winter where it's negative Fahrenheit. -30 Celsius sounds like it's colder than I get here. It does usually we have a few days of very cold weather usually. Snow can vary. Sometimes I spend several months shoveling snow, sometimes we get very little. It does feel like over time though, as I've lived in this area on and off for a long time, that our seasons are kind of shifting slightly. That we're having colder weather longer during May, and warmer weather longer during, like, October, November. If it's -40 where they equal. It's linear scale, so I can take guesses at what they are. I did spend a summer in Berlin, so I have years ago, or a spring and a summer there, so I have some idea of what Celsius temperatures feel like, but I never used them myself enough to get familiar with them. Lives in Alberta. Yeah, that sounds like it gets cold. Okay, archers for Beigu coming forward just as Daniel's trying to throw up a defensive tower, but that tower will not be up in time. That's 3 dead vills, and now crossbows that are hitting the archers. And that's gonna be not just dead vills, but also dead army. That tower is still not up 96%. And that's exactly the fight that Beigu wanted in this Castle Age transition. Lost a few crossbows there at the end, and the tower does go up. Daniel there just enough with his army to get the tower up. But he definitely took some damage, and maybe that should have been a preemptive tower on his way up, knowing that the rest of his base was walled. Anything below 0C, yes. I guess minus 20C is realistic for what we get around here. And I think probably like 35C in the summer can be what we get to. Is Nilly holding me hostage for a summer? No, he was not. And hello, Filter Coffee. How are you doing? What are we watching today? Today we're watching Daniel, our best United States player, play in the LingHe Cup. Or the LingHe Cup. I don't know how to say it actually. I'm trying to say LingHe, because there's no Y at the end, but the LingHe Cup. Which is a cup for a tournament for ethnic Chinese players, of which Daniel is. So you look up and down the rosters, you'll see Chinese flags, Taiwanese flags, and one United States flag, and that's Daniel. And I always do what I can to cast Daniel's tournament games, because he is our best American player. So now Daniel's getting a counterattack. So despite having all that timing advantage, Beigu didn't wall up at home, and I think that's a pretty big mistake here, because Daniel's able to come and get his army right on the gold. TC will keep the crossbows away, but now he needs a workshop. So forward workshop 2, so that's the second workshop, which is pretty costly. Daniel has both pawns though, and now he has a free fishing eco. That aggressive dock he did, and the defensive galley both paying off. And now, maybe struggling on resources is Beigu, as he has the workshop up, but he has nothing for creating siege from it. He doesn't have the gold access, doesn't have the wood access. Where's he going for gold? He's just going to go out to the front of his base for gold. He doesn't have the wood for a lumber camp, though. He's got a long distance mine that gold. Maybe he'll have to go all the way down here for wood. His other wood line was denied. Daniel up 56 to 40 vills, and Daniel playing very, very well this game. There were a couple of nice moments for Beigu. He did have the men-at-arms mostly walled out. I think it's a mistake not to wall closer to the TC, though, and to let them in. And then just that tower fight was good, but not quite good enough. He's going to swap and do some Japanese cav archers, because why not? It's 2025. And John Loft, thank you for the follow. And LL, hello on YouTube. How's everyone doing? So Monk here getting some healing done. Crazy, oh my gosh. Automod, you're talking about extreme weather swings. You don't need to automod the word crazy in that message. How can you have a filter for the word crazy? That's even used as a compliment sometimes. Infamous, I made a military building, but I can't produce from it. Yep. And still hasn't actually produced from it. Does get a TC up on the gold, but now it's a TC when he's down by 15 eco units. I guess the Vil count is still similar, but 13 fishing ships on Kawasan is pretty nice. Automod is crazy. Loki, you're playing with fire there. You're in Lyon this June. Downtown is 43 degrees Celsius among brick buildings. That sounds hot. I'll see. Jabsy, you're getting caught by the automod. You're making me alt tab, making capture age flicker as I gotta approve messages. Does Japanese Cav Archers beat Mangadai? Yes, not really relevant to this matchup because there are no Mongols, but yes, they do. The strength of the Mangadai is kind of how they're used in combination with other units. You add in Drill Siege, and then you have Siege Onagers or Heavy Scorpions that can deal with the Cav Archers, and that combination makes it strong. But just by themselves, Mangadai, remember the Mongols missed the final Pierce Armor upgrade, and then the Japanese Cav Archers have an additional +2 against archers on top of that. So that is a matchup where I think that the Japanese Cav Archers do win. Same with like the Sipahi Turk CA. Kind of a good answer to Mangadai now. I need you to come back here. I feel like he's pretty far behind. I think that the GG that he just called is appropriate. As he's going to lose the Mangonels to the Knights. So 29 to 22. KD. Ecos were really close for a long time. But look at what Beigu did there. Daniel's use of the galley to defend against the dock was better than the fire galley that Beigu had. So this is a hard thing, so you got to pay attention to so many spots, but better usage of maybe just opening with a galley here instead of a fire galley to deny the dock rather than be able to fight later on might have been better for securing this pond. Also, just a couple tiles of walling to not let the men-at-arms get in. He made his play by trying to go up faster with the market and did some damage with it, but not quite enough. Daniel, I mean, he had a bit of gold, right? He had a bit of gold. And I guess the other thing that Beigu could have done is while he was forward in the castle age, going for that pressure, you wall up over here, and then wall up over here, and then your gold's fully safe, and you don't need to worry about Daniel coming forward with crossbows and doing all the damage that he did. So I think some good things Beigu did there, but also some pretty clear mistakes that happened that game. And yeah, that's always, you look at these players who are top 67 or so on the ladder, but they still have room to improve themselves. I think we can learn from their games too. So Lawson Kawasan, African Waters would be his final home map. Daniel has Land Madness in Arabia. And that was Japanese losing to Persians. So still Persians if he wants to use them for African Waters. Say it's a score meta these days. It is. I haven't watched pro games since last LingHe Cup. We're supposedly going to be getting a big pathfinding patch soon, so that might shake up the meta a bit. What's the format idea behind LingHe Cup? I don't know what the idea is. Apparently the handbook hasn't been translated. But the format is double elimination. It's just a double elimination behind Chinese players. Or behind them, featuring them. Alright, there's an ad break there, so I don't even know if you heard the answer to that, John Loft, but again, this is the LingHe Cup, a tournament of Chinese players, ethnic Chinese players, not necessarily of nationality. Daniel, of course, is American, but he is playing here, and it is a double elimination tournament. So this is the very first round. Tournament just started this week, and it will be in the lead up. I'm sure there will be lots of Chinese community events in the lead up to the Lingyuan LAN that will be in China this October. Did Lily Bear sign up for this? I have no idea. I met Lily Bear in at the Garrison. I don't know if she signed up. This is probably a bit higher elo. She's like 1900-ish, if I remember. And this is, I think, quite a bit higher. So, Chicken Arabia. Oh boy, wild chickens. 1800 plus minus 100, yeah. One day I'll have to play 1v1s again. Maybe when they fix the Arabia out of syncs. As my highest has been like 1900. but I feel like I have a lot of room to improve from that. Thought she's from Taiwan. That's still, there are Taiwanese players who are allowed to play in this tournament too. Remember when units could walk through walls and closed gates? I remember. Is Daniel the favorite for the tournament? I would imagine Lix is the favorite. I didn't see whether or not Yo signed up. I'll still say Yo is probably the #1 Chinese player. 1v1s though, Lix or Vivi. Probably the favorite. I didn't see if Vivi signed up either. I casted Lix the other day. Daniel's definitely a good player, but I'd say even some of the players like maybe Sorokuma and Z40 I'd probably favor over him too. Yo is a judge that awards points. Our base told me that the handbook was not translated, so I have not actually read the handbook. It's double elimination. I don't know what points mean, but okay. So Loom for Beigu. Are we going to see funneling? Unfortunately, no. We have the Georgians for Beigu, so he will just be using the mule cart. Daniel is just gonna mill his chickens, so no funneling. As sad as that is. We did see funneling on Arena yesterday from Kingstone. I still need to edit that video about funneling. Yo's in the tournament, everyone else is gonna have a tough time. And oh, there's the scout finding the chickens. And we'll find the barracks. So neither player going for a drush. Barracks for both players just going up during the transition to feudal. Whoever translated on Wikipedia wasn't clear on that either. Sounds like there are bonus points. Oh, bonus points for extra money? Okay, okay. That's what I was thinking next time I do like a handbook for a tournament. I would need to update my website to support this, but maybe have translations for different languages. Something I definitely could do if we had enough admin funding for it. As I'm thinking a Spanish translation of the handbook would be particularly useful. The coolest quick wall award. Best demo award. No, that's actually a good idea. Next time I do a tournament, I'll do stuff like that. Maybe incorporate some fan voting. Best quick wall, best demo, best mangonel hit. And come up with some other cool awards. So, Feudal Scout will beat the Eagle, and Daniel will lose the Eagle there. So Maya versus Georgians, he's just going to open for a range, and the Maya are a great civ to have in the current skirmisher meta, unless you go for a single-minded avoidance of Maya skirms. Which, who knows, maybe Daniel could do that, maybe he just goes archers. Best chatter whose name starts with CH award? Ooh. Oh, best castle denial, that's a good one. Best castle denial. I think I want to do like maybe next weekend. What I want to do is maybe grab all of the Community League finals for the cartographers and cast them. Maybe like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll cast all of them. And we could do maybe some fan voting for awards during them just to test this out. But that's something I wanted to do, like integrate more like social features into the like streams. And I think that would be a fun integration. Best sneak, best sneak. That's good. Yeah, best doubt castle. That'll be best castle denial, best sneak, best demo, best mangonel shot, best quick wall. Best comeback game. I like that, but it also feels kind of generic. I think like having more like AoE 2 specific stuff, like quick walls or castle denials, will make it a bit more fun. I doubt you deserve this award. Oh, that's true. We can come up with fun names for the awards too. So spear poking the scouts away. Here's the scouts opening from Beigu. And he wants to wall. He's going skirms. And Daniel with an eagle scout trained another one. Wall denied so far, 2 tiles left, but the scout should be able to pick off this eagle. Skirm should take out the spear. And then everything should be perfectly fine. Most Pacifist Award? I would love that, but I don't think we could realistically do that. Most innovative strategy. Most aggressive castle. It has to be an aggressive castle that worked, though. Can't do a John Slow castle and expect to win.
Shot it.
Okay, scouts and skirms getting in. Skirms should be able to defend the scouts while the scouts raid the vills. Skirms can focus on the archers. Scouts won't be able to fight the archers if they stay near the TC. And skirms at least can go hit the spears. A vill goes down. This is all about unit control now. Can Beigu pick more vills? And all in all, no he can't. That's a couple of dead scouts, maybe one more vill, but she's close to the TC. And okay, second vill down. Runs away from the spear, but all the skirms are going down. Okay, that felt like a missed opportunity maybe for Beigu. Only got 2 vills out of that. But then that's also the hard part. Is what I always say is that scouts versus vills without forging feels almost always like a bad idea. Forging is really important if you want to jump and pick off vills. Prettiest farms award. Yeah, has to be for someone who didn't use auto farm though. I wonder if we can detect that in the recorded game, the use of auto farm. I know we can detect the turning on and off of auto scout. I think what we do, if we need to vet all submissions to ensure they didn't use auto farm. Archers will find the scouts in the rear. And Castle Age will be on the way for Daniel. Most T90 of all farms. Oh, imagine if auto farm worked like that. It left a 1-tile gap for all the farms. Perfectly aligning 3 mills with 8 farms and no gaps. Chimera farms are always pretty. I guess same for pastures. So both players up to castle at around the same time. No real damage happening, just those 2 Vil kills for Beigu. Eco collected is about the same. We'll have lots of skirms here from Beigu. And so far, a single-minded avoidance of Maya skirms for Daniel, who will be going forward with crossbows, but maybe running straight into skirmishers. I'm trying to use eagles against the skirms. Look at his base setup. It's 2 ranges, 1 barrack, so not going to go triple barracks eagles. Pastures are 4v4 though. Can't get used to pastures. I can't. I've not played Beyond All Reason, Big Herb, no. I've heard of it, but I've never actually played it. Oh, hello, Scout. You will be poked down. Saw that just in time. So, TC for Beigu, but the crossbows are there. Maybe looking to deny it. If they get through that palisade, they can stand close enough to shoot all sides of it. A couple of knights from behind, but ooh, this will be a good denial from Daniel. This TC shouldn't go up. He's worried about fighting the knights and the cav archer, though. That should be quite a few dead vills. A couple of eagles in the back, even helping keep that position there. Another wall from Beigu is he's gonna rush up that TC. 74% only, and those vills are gonna go down, and this is suddenly an even game that goes pretty bad. Crossbows, Daniel's not gonna camp there. I think he probably could have camped there for a bit more. Fortified church goes up. That'll help the farming, the lumber camp, the gold. I think they all should be close enough to it. You don't have to spend money to get Khmer farms. You do if you want them. I guess there aren't even Khmer farms on the HD edition. Khmer are just there. Regional skins for generic units. You know, when I look at the unique units, I'm kind of mixed on how they work. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. I think it might look weird to have regional skins for generic units. I'd love to have independent architectures for buildings like we had back in Wool of the Kingdoms. Just the castles themselves feel like they still have a ways to go. But I feel like doing it for every unit might be a bit much. I have seen mods that give individual units for different civs, and I've never seen one that I've actually liked. Like the building architectures, I've had mods that I think were very well done. And units, I've never really seen an example of ones that I think were up to the same quality as the building mods I'd seen. I think that they should maybe just go ahead with separating the data, so if people want to make mods and mod it in, they can. But, you know, even the monks, I feel like the regional monks are kind of hard to identify. Maybe I still need to get used to them. But some of them just don't look like monks to me. I don't know what it is, but like the American monks still look like monks. He has the staff. He's carrying his arm to the side as though he were carrying a book, even though he's not. I think he's still probably bald under the headdress he's wearing. And some of the ones I like the like the East Asian monks or the imams, I think are pretty good. Some of the others still are, I think, a bit hard to identify. Maybe it just takes more time though. But then again, I have been casting this game non-stop for 3 months and I still have problems with it. So maybe time isn't the issue. He holding his robe? I don't know. Monk pointer mod shows the old monk skins? Oh, that just hasn't been updated, right? It's also tough because they have to be easily distinguishable. Yeah, that can also be a problem with buildings, like the African kingdoms civs. It can be hard to distinguish between their houses and their mills sometimes. That's not the biggest issue. For you it is, you play so many farms around houses. Fair enough. You need a mill indicator mod. Market and University, you're going up. And Ballistics will be on the way for Daniel at that university. Pay $1 for it. Yeah, what I would really hate is like a microtransaction system for regional units. I think that would just, not just would be awful for microtransactions, but it in some ways be like paying for culturally accurate units feels wrong. Wouldn't update too many monk skins. So, forward workshop there for Beigu. He's trying to go Scorpions. Daniel just going heavy for the Maya crossbows, so crossbow monk. We'll be playing that against the Georgian Cav archers, going for a forward castle of his own to defend that gold. And maybe we'll even see plumed archers here. 6 field difference, both players booming on 3 TCs. Res collected pretty even, and Georgians will have that fortified church boost. There is Handcart, and there is Bloodlines.
Shot it. Tabish.
And there is a castle. 4 relics. Oh, 4 relics also for Daniel. Those monks. Not just looking pretty in their robes, but also picking up relics. They're doing work. And Daniel will wall this off. Not much HP on those houses, but at least they are walled. Still secondary walls behind it. Crossbows will shoot over the cliff. You can have that rare opportunity where they get the cliff bonus actually applying if they hit, but not really. Cav archers will run away. And Imperial Age on the way for Daniel. So he's the first one to click up. Looks like Beigu nowhere near, even though the res collected are the same. He's nowhere near clicking up. So Daniel will have that forward gold to worry about, but can just wait for Imp, go, do it Trebs, and win the Treb war. Since he's facing a ranged unit in Cav archers, doesn't have to worry about anything picking off the Trebs. So monks and crossbows taking the fight together here. The monks will get a couple conversions. Overall, though, this might be a good fight for Beigu. He will win the fight. Maybe? Maybe not. Daniel on the hill is making sure he's targeting units that are not dancing. His cliff bonus is the same as the hill bonus, only it's one-sided. That you get a bonus attacking down, but you don't take less damage if someone beneath the cliff is attacking up. So Imperial Age Leather Archer Armor and Thumb Ring on the way for Daniel. He's making a few plumes. And we're going to have another castle drop for Beigu, so this is why Beigu doesn't have the res for Imp. He's spending his res on castle drops and collecting stone first. Okay, market going up. Ballistics Dodgers. Now that bear out there could be annoying, but okay, it'll be barracks time for Daniel. So we'll see if he goes Eagles now. Go Maya Eagles, El Dorado. Against all the Cav archers, maybe. More castles at home, so I think first Daniel takes this hill, trebs this castle, since he can use both sets of trebs. Then turns and trebs this one. But Treb War should be good for him, and the trebs already are on the way. The first treb is on the way. Why do people only drop castles and never pick them up? That's a good one. Easy here, we'll kill some Cav archers. Make me not here, we'll look for pokes. 5 second rule. Oh, that's true. If your castle's there for more than 5 seconds, you don't want to pick it up. So Trib's out from the castle. We'll be hitting this castle. Repairs from Beigu. Georgians can repair for a long time, but Daniel will probably get a lot of trebs very quickly. So that'll be his 4th treb on the way. You make a 5th one from the castle, then probably be good. Interesting concept, picking up castles.
Get to less.
And Eagle Warrior on the way for Daniel. Up, he's against skirms. Still has not made a Maya skirm this game. Still a ways away from all the armor upgrades in Elite Eagle. But that's okay, he's doing a decent job of winning the fight anyway with just crossbows. Whittling down the Cav Archer numbers well enough. Be safe as a skirm Civ. Feels like it. Eagle goes down. And the Trebs are out. Trebs are taking out this castle. Trebs going for that castle too. But Eagle should be able to pick off the Trebs. These are elite Eagles now. They'll have the final armor on the way. Trebs will go down. And man, Georgian repair is pretty insane. Manaspa's on the way. Daniel's seeding farms by his Trebs, because that is obviously the most fertile ground he can find. This castle goes down. Not much more Manaspa production will be possible because there are no more castles for the Georgian player. I mean, things are looking pretty smooth for Daniel to go up 3-0 and win this opening round. Why don't we just take the castle and push it somewhere else? Anyone else miss crossbow meta? I do too. Maybe we should undo the food change at the market. Then at least skirms would have a better purpose other than killing everything. They'd be specific for crossbows. So there's El Dorado and Blast Furnace just now needed for the Eagles. The one melee unit that Beigu has will be right here to fight the Trebs. We'll see if they can be kept alive. Yes, the Manaspas are pretty low on HP. And it will be hand cannoneers now, but the Maya should be able just to go back into archers if they want to deal with the hand cannoneers. Fortified Church is on the hill, but also will be trebbed down. The archers still meta. I feel like most Elos, knights are the meta, especially the lower ones. And Bizashigi1, thank you for the follow on Twitch.
Shot it.
So the Tribs continue pushing forward. Eagles come and they keep raiding. So Daniel up by 20 pop. And not much more Beigu can do. Ooh, the Eagles are here. Eagles have landed. And they will be in this economy picking off Vills. And there's the GG from Beigu. Daniel wins 3-0. Our USA player advancing. So that's 151 kills to 144 deaths. The Maya usually with the much cheaper units there. Better eco. Better uptimings. And his royal freshness, thank you for the follow. And more Vills at the end. GG. Knights still stomp on lower elos with the rare scout or unique unit player in there. Yeah, there's probably some unique unit madness in lower elos, like the organ gun castle droppers. These eagles are so strong. That they are. 2K7 versus 2K4 gameplay-wise looks like such a big difference. Yes, indeed. Didn't pick African waters, did pick Arabia. That'll be the Maya over the Georgians. Alright, so we will have one more set coming up after this. It's supposed to start in about 40 minutes. Let me just see. I don't think they've drafted it all. Yeah, no drafts yet. This will be Z40 versus Dooidy. This will be starting soon. It's supposed to be at the top of the hour, but we'll see if they continue the trend. Why didn't they call it the LingHe Cup? That is a good question. I'm not the host, so I don't have any insight as to the naming. My guess is that it's not what the sponsor would have wanted. Alright, well, we can just cast some games then. Until things get started. Let's maybe take a look at Lewis. Well, we will have some more time before the next set. Alright, and I guess we'll just catch up to live time here. So, cast some ranked games. Lewis is pretty much always playing ranked games now. He'll be the blue Armenians to the northwest, and Dennis will be the red Spanish to the southeast. We saw Dennis play in this tournament the other day against Xuanlu. If I recall, that was Dennis versus Xuanlu. Xuanlv. If I remember. Huns is instantly the best civ. Huns are Huns. I miss the Huns wars, honestly. I still feel like Huns wars were kind of peak Age of Empires, too. That was the most fun meta to be playing in. So gold on the way for Lewis. At low levels, you might not know the counter to unique units. That's an interesting idea. I think that's a good point, but not necessarily for the unique units, so much as just all the regional units that have been added. Like the Fire Lancers and the Steppe Lancers. The War Chariots. If you think back to the original game, other than maybe the Eagle Warrior for the American civs, all civs had all units other than the unique unit, pretty much. So you'd play one civ, and then you'd basically learn all the units in the game. Okay, 4 times mangonels on this fortified church. That is a strong push from Dennis. But churches can be repaired easily against 4 or 5 mangonels. They're so cheap to repair. There'll be a castle drop now, but counter castle drop. It's not like this is a TC. Oh, there go the relics. Lewis could have had the gather point on the back of the fortified church. That would have popped the relics out on the back instead of the front. Or at least it should. Maybe he did have that and just didn't have it in the right spot. But okay, relic heist. Relic heist. 3 relics stolen, 3 more on the ground. Lewis will heist them right back, though, dropping a castle in that monastery. And hello, Chupta. Back to the OG-13. Yeah, I do want to do that in AOK show match at some point. With only the AOK civs and AOK balance. I think that'll be fun. Oh, what is this? Lewis stonewalled in Enemyville. His outpost villager getting some action there. We have a pause. Okay. Any AoE flags? What makes a flag an AoE flag? If you watch matches in forward mode, it makes the game more intense. In fast forward mode. I just saw a Viper is stuck in traffic on his vacation because there are essentially deer or deer equivalents blocking the road. Put a flag up 120 days a year. That's a very specific number.
Presto.
It's almost 1/3 of the days of a year. Yeah, unpushable deer, right? Just reskinned chickens. So heavy plow on the way for Dennis. Looks like we have caught up to real time now. And grid score lead for Lewis, though. Better KD for Dennis, but... Lewis will be running Vills around. Okay, hello villagers. Say hi to the TC. One Vill will escape. National flags and home games for men and women's sports clubs. Okay, you got some different flags there. Some sports team flags. Another castle going up in the north for Lewis. We're interested in the relic heist. Well, 6 relics back for Lewis after the relic heist. So he's gotten them all back. Maybe he needs to repair. Now that was a beautiful heist. But now he's going to go Armenian champions against mangonels and skirms. And 200 swordsmen on the way. He is an imp, so he just needs to do upgrades. Does have extra HP, so he has them the unique tech Ferreters already. And here come the 200 swordsmen. And with that and all the HP they have, they should massacre the skirms. Will take 1 damage. Your SPQR flag you use on your birthday. So Hand Cannon is going down. Vill's all going down. And Supremacy on the way for Dennis. And he will call the GG. Lewis will have a nice Armenians push. So, very nice attempted relic heist. But not enough to win in the game there for Dennis. So let's see what else we can cast while we're waiting. GG. And what else is here going on the ranked ladder? Here's some Rage Forest. Fire's playing. Maybe we just wait for Lewis to queue again. He might queue. Oh wait, Team Finland is queuing. Team Finland is queuing. The Max is queuing. With whom is he queuing? I haven't seen the Max play in a long time. Yep, we're waiting for the Z40 game, yes. Alright, now I'm going to take a quick break myself and just run to the bathroom while we're finding another game to cast. And I'll be right back. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm back. Sprinting to the bathroom is serious work. Yes. Hello, Grath. How are you doing? So let's see what's going on. So did the Finland team find a game? They did. They're playing a migration team game. Let's go cast Finland on migration. So again, this the next set we're gonna cast is the z40 versus Dooidy. That should start in about 30 minutes. We'll just cast a ranked game till we get there. And hello, sentient sloths. Oh, that slam emote. I see that emote and I hear the sound. I just feel the slam flowing through me. Let's see, are we loading into the game? Oh, we have a 30-second spec delay still. Isn't there a capture all relics to mid? There is a capture the relic to win mode, yes. If you're also asking about, there's like capture the relic as a game mode. There's also the standard victory condition where you start a timer after you get all the relics. The ranked ladder though is played without that. It's played conquest victory. And thank you also Zetangner for the follow. What made me decide to cover the LingHe Cup? It was on the schedule, and I needed to stream. So I'm covering it. That's about it. Oh, what is this migration? Did they make migration bigger in DE? Is like this usually like the mainland is like wibbly and sticks down between the players? This is like this. Usually you have lots of little things like this. But here this is more like rounded and different shaped. I don't remember what the last time this map was updated. The islands themselves have weird shapes. They're not very circular. And then sometimes, I guess you still do sometimes have that chance where you're not connected to the edge. So gotta scout for that. We'll have a huge pond back here for CNS Grunt. Look at this. I'd be getting so many complaints from players about bugged maps if this were in one of my migration scripts. Ah, there's a huge free fish boom late game here. And but he is the pocket. I mean, the flanks have to fight for water. If you are the pocket, do you have a chance to just do safe fish back here and boom? LingHe Cup, nope, this LingHe Cup starts in about 30 minutes. Let me clear the scoreboard. I'm just casting this until we get there. Turn that off. Yeah, this is just a ranked game, it's not the LingHe Cup, but the LingHe Cup does have some water maps in it. I forget what the map pool is. We have casted quite a few water games, at least so far. And mostly a lot of the hybrid maps, though. It's mostly the Warlords map pool. Seems to be a great map before. We had a lot of great games on Migration last Nations Cup. So let's just look at the civs then. We'll have Finland. I saw the Max queuing, and I'm never going to pass up a chance to watch the Max play a game. He will be the Huns on the flank. The Huns are pretty good water save for going galleys because of all the wood savings they have by not needing houses. And also just the bonus of you're never going to be housed. You'll have a smooth water build. Then we'll have Molisako as the Malay. Oh, a wonderful pocket for Migration too. Not usually the best at fighting for land and booming on land, but if you're going to go straight to Imp and go fast fires, which is a play, they can have a great fish boom for that. Then Bengalis? Ooh, they weren't in the game for last Nations Cup, I think. Were they in 2023? Maybe they were? Anyway, there should be a decent pocket, good late game Navy Civ, and good boom. Okay, maybe the trouble for this team is they don't have any knights for controlling the middle, although maybe Rathas as a unique unit could be the play. You can maybe just castle the middle and boom with Bengalis. Then Armenians for Dodo, good water civ on the flank. For the other team, it'll be the Chinese. In my heart, they have a new dragon ship instead of a fast fire ship that's supposedly better. Although I played one game with Ornlu where he made them and they didn't seem to be all that good. That might just be our biases from one experience, though. Pocket will then be Kuman. Oh, actually, you're right. Kuman's going for 2 TCs and a safe fish boom. That actually, that could have been completely the play. Because then you don't need to worry about your fish being denied. I feel like the Kumans might prefer going for the boom and then be the civ that controls the middle with Knights and or Step Lancers. Played a version of Mega Random like this, but the land around the outside was all connected. Oh, so like you're connected on the outside, but otherwise there's an island in the middle you gotta migrate to. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. Like a ring migration. Are the numbers between brackets their team game or 1v1 elos? Probably 1v1 elos. I doubt anyone has 2k5 as a team game elo. So yeah, so some very different elos here, it would seem. The Max, though. Feels weird not seeing him in Cyan, and also not seeing him in the pocket. They probably just went random quite a bit. I imagine Max and Molisako queued. Actually, it said Finland, the Max +3, and it was Finland, so it might have been Max, Molisako, Dodo, and Varjoti. I don't know who Dodo and Varjoti are, but maybe they're all just queuing together. So Feudal Age on the way for the Max. Yeah, seeing the Max after a long time. I've missed him. Oh, and what is this? This is why I've missed the Max. He went for the transport ship. Yes, let's go. He went for the transport. He's going to be doing a barracks on this island. Has Yebisu seen this? Probably not. You're usually not thinking about this on migration. You're thinking about just docking and fighting for the water. Oh, yes, let's go. Theories about CNS Grunt being Grunt, as in the Grunt Halen from the Tyrant days. Okay, now Huns. Huns are Huns. What will he do to complement this? Will it be Scouts? Will it be Archers? I mean, if you really want to do something crazy, you do an archery range, and then you transport the Archers to the pocket. You beat both Yo and Leary pretty handily at NAC3. Yeah, Max. He also made the Barbarian AI. As great of a player as he was, remember, he also made Barbarian. And yeah, nowadays there are probably more advanced AI scripts, but that's still, I think, the GOAT all time of AoE2 AIs. And here come the militia. He's up to feudal. Still not. Oh, we can see the scout maybe if he's paying attention. Ibisu could maybe see the scout. Here come the militia. Where are all the quick walls? Not in time. And he's gonna kill at least 2 villagers here. And at this point, I'd probably move the scout to maybe stop the other vills. Okay, they're gonna come fight. Men-at-Arms is on the way. Once Men-at-Arms comes in, these militia are going to wreak havoc. Scout has to be careful not to lose too much HP. Now Men-at-Arms are in, and they will take out the villagers. Max wants to keep the scout alive. Can't quite run with the scout. Well, that's 3 and now 4 dead villagers, maybe a 5th dead vill for Yabisu. Oh no, our poor blue player. He found out what it's like when the Max comes back. Oh, that's another dead vill. 2 Men-at-Arms still alive. That archery range will come up, and that scout still, or that transport still is there. We used to talk about Max in the pocket. I know those cyan pocket paladins. Oh, the best color. That was a thing of beauty. Also, Loom from the pocket. Janitor thinking, you know what? I gotta be careful if this is how they play in the game. I gotta do Loom myself. Also, so where are the galleys? Where are the galleys here from? Oh, there they are. Defended from the pocket. So Molisako doing a few galleys by himself from the pocket. So their strategy was land and galleys. The other side looks like a normal game of migration. Some galleys from the flank. It looks like Dodo taking the advantage there. This team has the score lead. And a lot of that is, oh, Grunt. Look at this fish boom. Look at that. 9 fishing ships. Another, well, okay, 21 fishing ships total. And that's without even using the backwater. Well, that's why I didn't go for the back. He wanted more fishing ships than that allows. What are we watching? We're just watching a ranked game until the next tournament game starts. I saw the Max play and I could not watch him. That's why people think Grunt is the Tyrant Grunt Insane macro. I'm sure people have tried to calculate that. I don't know how valuable of a discussion that is. Because it's hard to calculate because oftentimes it's a trade-off of military versus villagers because you're not killing them in isolation. So you might just kind of create imbalances where you lose vills but your military numbers stay alive, and then you can get a slight military lead, and then the military lead snowballs, and then before the eco difference kicks in. So there's no like straight answer to that, I'm afraid. You have one Max game seared in your head. In an SY show match where he played Persian Paladins for 2 hours. Oh, don't you miss when Persians had Paladins? I do. On Land Madness, stopped all raids with camels and ended a big Khmer elephant push through the center with Persian war elephants. That sounds amazing. So that's what we expect from the Max. The days when we had pro players pumping Persian pocket paladins. So this tower will go down, but it did force 2 defensive towers and only 1 vill, so he's not going to win a tower fight. And now is the transport is still there, and he has Molisako to escort him. Oh wait, no, that's the back transport. He did transport at his home, so he's going to the middle. I was gonna say maybe he can't reach the pocket now. But Molisako will be here with the galleys. Molisako with a huge score lead, and he himself only 6 fishing ships because he went aggressive for the galleys. And, well, this could also be one of those migration games where Grunt has a big enough boom that he just carries. He's at 31 vills, 16 fishing ships, so he lost a couple of his fish, it looks like. But still is booming and getting to the middle. I'll do a barracks and a TC. No one really prioritizing the middle all that much. Is res collected? I can't check that in the team game. It's not on the team game view. Yeah, no fishing in the back for Grunt yet. He's up. So War Galley on the way for Grunt. And now he has fire ships. So fire ships versus yellow fire ships from the pocket. The Bengali ones will heal over time. What do Kumans do on... Kumans are not a water civ late game. They don't have cannon galleons, I remember that. And they lack a bracer. For now, maybe they can fight in the Castle Age. Ours here will be going down. Or at least getting pushed back. No cannon galley, no droman, no bracer, no drydock shipwright, no heavy demo. So at least they can go careening and fast fires. Yep. And they have careening already. So fast fire would be the only water change for Imp for Grunt. But he's worried about the land now, and he has knights streaming forward, those speedy Kuman knights. And yellow thinking of walling in the TC, and will do it in time. Very necessary walls there. That black bear will distract the knights just enough that the TC should get up, aside from the side here that's not walled. Oh, he's thinking of walling the map. Hasn't reacted to the knights yet? Okay, walling over here. Knights will get in, though. That could be a dead vill or two. Yeah, I gotta quickly wall that off to make sure that the TC does go up indeed. And Vill's not garrisoning in time, so 2 go down. That's not the grunt. That's what people have been asking, if this is the grunt. I have no insights. I mean, he is 2014, so it is pretty high level. I don't know if someone else would use the name grunt. And hello, protagonist. So Work Alley is going for the dock. Over here, we'll have some green janitor ships sailing away. Check AOE insights. Ever since Chrome disabled uBlock, I've been afraid to check AOE insights. Well, I'll need to go check that in Firefox now. So still fighting on the water on this side. Yellow and red starting to take an advantage, but I think that boom from Grunt. Also, I didn't even look at green civ. The Gujars, a good camel civ for controlling the middle, should be a good pick too. The Max does have a few archers still here. And blue is very far behind, but double pockets going for the middle usually is what you want on migration, and will give you the highest return in the long run. So Max going to the middle. Did get cleaned up on this island, while Osako is still going for more ships. Scores flipping back and forth. And just let me keep an eye on the other set. We should have another 10 minutes before the next tournament. Oh, wait, what the heck? They started early. That set started early. I didn't even see that. I only have 1 draft. I don't have a civ draft. Alright, well, we'll cast this game, then we'll get into that set. On Immersion. Those games usually last a while. Not that often we get to see the Max. This is a good game of migration. Oh, team walls. When's the last time we saw a good team wall? I always trust Finland to know how to do the team game strategies. There's a great team wall, but they have no map control in the middle behind that team wall. They're trying to boom there, and we'll have a Kuman ram push already. Trying to make short work of these walls. It's going down. And monks wanting conversions, Gilnet's on the way, redemption on the way for Vajodi. Yeah, team wall making sure 1/16 of the mainland is secured. Let's see, on the right-hand side, they are breaking through. And this could be a lot of fishing ships going down for Grunt if Vajodi attacks there? But he's not. He's just gonna let Dodo handle that. And nope, just houses, no backfish. More fishing ships going down. Okay, some fires turn around. Now he's gonna go try to hit Janitor. But game's transitioning to the middle. And this team clearly has the middle. Molisako up to Imp. This game would be over by now if Max were Cyan. That's true. So another workshop going up for Yabisu. Ship goes down, and we'll have Fervor on the way for Vajodi. Yeah, feudal military is still being annoying. Oh, it's still there. Hasn't been cleaned up by the towers. This is amazing. This is what we expect from the Max. Still fighting skirms. Maybe the skirms clean this finally. Oh, wait, there are 4 archers here. How are there 4 archers here? Where are they all stacked? Do you guys see 4 archers here? I see 3 men-at-arms. How are there 4 archers in this group? There are 4 archers standing on top of each other. Oh, look. Can we even see the difference in the graphics? Is like the bowstring doubled up? They have the same idle animation? Oh yeah, there's 4 of them. Look at them go. The quad archer. So forward castle from Grunt. I still think I'd prefer Grunt's team's position here, as he's had his Coom and Boom. Janitor still has a really nice score. So, Dodo trying to get the ships up by the TC as the TC goes up. And casually on 5 TCs, yep. The high level strats you can only get from the max. Well, you can also get high level strats from other teams. We're gonna have a rocket cart and guard tower push, trying to keep Dodo off the mainland. Oh, this TC already gonna be rammed and towered. Grunt up there, so he can't expand anyway over there. A Grunt casually 5 TCs, double castle drop? Taking out that TC, ram push continuing. Some defensive mangonels from the max. I still do think maybe their score is inflated a bit by water. And the fact that Molasako isn't really on land is concerning. Max with 84 Vils, can he as the Huns somehow fight against the Kumans, who have 86 Vils and have definitely spent more time booming? Because the bad thing is that Grunt still is in the Castle Age. Use your back pond. Oh, he's doing it! He's doing it! Right now, it's back pond time for Grunt. He was just saving the fish for later. Now that he's used all the fish at the front, as his team is losing the water, he can go for the back fish. Just wasn't using it right away. He's a thinking man. He's saving it for the late game when it's useful. And John Slow, thank you for the raid. We're going to be casting the LingHe Cup, but we got involved casting a ranked game because we saw the Max was playing. And welcome to Migration, where we have a moat instead of walls, but lots of walls were added anyway. As we'll have Grunt, and people are wondering if this is Grunt from the old days. I don't know. Thank you, Breezy, for the follow. The Max went for a transport ship and a landing to open the game. And he still has feudal army on Blue's island. Oh, and Blue had an island with no connection to the end, so he can just be surrounded by Molasako. Blue at least did somehow make it to the middle. And the Max gonna push out with a lot of pikemen. And maybe that's the answer to the Kumans, going pikemen. Force a Kipchak switch. And those new Hun monks. This is a monk that I feel doesn't look like a monk. He's not obviously bald enough. Oh, the men-at-arms and skirms are still chilling there. Yeah, right next to that blacksmith. Look at their iron casting upgrade. I love how the skirms have periodically come to try to clear this, but they've just been dying to the archers. So Castle now for the Max, he is going Halb, and with the Halbs, we'll try to push this back. It feels like it might be the Max alone on land, though, as Vajodi is just now up to Amp, doesn't have as big of a boom, and Molasako with his eco has been on water. Grunt only 93 Vils, though, hasn't been completely stable on land, and right now doesn't have a great way to fight the Halbs. Gajaros could maybe go Chakram Throwers, but that's maybe a ways away. Okay, help still pushing. Castle still up. There's Varjodi up to Imp. And score is starting to climb for this team, as they do have water control at this point. They do have water control, with the crewmen's not being a good save to go back on the water. And now they've surrounded most of the home islands. And you can think about maybe, just maybe doing some type of landing. I guess not against guard towers. Well, that's a lot of guard towers. We'll prevent the landing at least. He's trying to keep his island safe so he can keep his vills working at home. I have a castle from Grey going up soon. But I mean, the Max has been everywhere this game. He's landing. Finally, his feudal army is cleaned up. You can still see the remnants of the landing of the blacksmith on this island. Basically taking blue out of the game for a while. Maybe, just maybe, this is Molisako getting pushed on the water now? We have some fast fires there from that Malian flank. And then galleons from the Gujaras in the pocket. Anyone just get cannon galleon? We have lots of cannon galleons for a bunch of civs. Also dromans. I think Huns get dromans now. Kumans don't though. They don't get anything. Yeah, they're the civ that doesn't get anything. They only have fast fires without dry docks, so not the best late game water for Grunt. But with the map control on land, Janitor's doing some forward docks. And this team still has no gold presence after their initial walls. They're walled in, keeping them safe, but now their golds are in the hands of the Max to secure with his halbs. And he's also going galleon and careening on the water and chemistry, so he might not even be fully focused on the land either. And it's a weird situation. It's kind of like a 3v4, but the three have all the map control. And they're maybe waiting for blue to boom back. As blue's on 80 vills, so not a small number. And not all that different from Dodo. Dodo, who has no map control in the middle and will be out of wood. Man, I love these migration team games. You get to these weird late game situations with different middle controls, different water situations. And then keeps, Chinese keeps. I guess they benefit from Great Wall and the extra HP. So shipwright on the way for yellow. So with the Bengalis, he'll be focusing on water too. And Nakono Kuruma, thank you for the follow. You guys are fun. Max is a beast. He is a beast. I love watching Max play. So those just normal fire ships, not fast fires. And the keeps will keep the vills safe, let the other keep go up. Hit against him once in a 4v4. That's some matchmaking for you. He's trying to push through the middle. He does have the high score in his team. Janitor is still fighting on the water. Heavy demo now. Heavy demo from the Max, slightly being effective. Here come the demos 4. That's quite a few demos from the Janitor, but not much damage from them, I don't think. Yeah, my migration games are always great. So Treb's now for Max, and he is pushing. At the same time, though, on the water, his team is getting pushed. This might just be a situation where the water doesn't matter anymore and the middle does. And Max might have just enough of a push to take the middle. So he's going for that castle, trebbing it down. Max guarantee. Kipchaks will take out the halbs. So castle is down, that's falling. And Kipchak's here in the back. 3 castles along the south for Grunt, so he can make a good number of Kipchaks. Parthian tactics on the way. But the castle push continues from the Max. The castle push continues. Alright, now nothing to stop this. Castles will keep the Treb safe from Kipchaks. This will be Janitor losing another TC. And, I mean, these are Janitor's remaining TCs on the middle. He could actually get pushed off the middle now. I mean, it could be interesting if the Max just goes for like a siege ram push and then can clear these docks. Huns do have good siege rams. Or at least they do have siege rams. No siege engineers for them, so they have siege rams. Tribs taking out the houses. The Halbs just keep running around trying to find some eco to raid. On the outside, feels like Dodo's still on the water, and his Armenian Dromans have been added in. And they're even useful in the fight against the fires. They just turn and fight. Nice splash damage against clumped up fires, too. Oh yeah, just like that. On the other side, Mulsako's still trying to hold on water essentially by himself. Those demos coming in going to be more and more annoying as time goes on. And Yabisu still fully on the water. Max's push continuing, maybe getting stalled slightly. He's not at 200 pop, only 32 military. Doesn't have much cav presence, it's only Halbs. And okay, Halbs getting under some castles, doing a bit of raiding. And Yabisu will clean that up. Cannon Galleon's going for this castle. Getting some shots on it. And, oh, elephants! Elephant push from Farjodi. Armored elephants from the Bengalis. This will be against Chuko News and Kipchak's two ranged units that should be able to pick off elephants fairly well. You can see their HP melting even though they have a lot of it. So 6 elephant rams all targeting different buildings here. And I think this castle stays up, but more elephants on the way. More elephants everywhere. Chuko News not eating the elephants as fast as they do normal rams, I think. Oh, this castle's so low on HP, no repairs. Okay, there are repairs finally. I think the Chuko News just keep this alive. And there's a GG though, a GG from Janitor, as the Tarkans from the Max, the Tarkans, thumping their way into his eco. And Max's team will do it. Max's push on the mainland enough. Malasaka refusing to break on the water. Water control on the other side still from Dodo. And what an absolutely crazy game. The tiny team wall gave them just enough map space to survive Grunt's push. And Migration continues to be 4v4 is, I think, the best water map. So that 184 kills for the Max. Best eco. Alright, GG, and hello, a hot cow. What's up is this game ran long and we missed the start of the next set we're casting, so we cast that immediately. I was gonna jump right into it. They're in game 2. We wanna watch, oh, and game 2 is on Migration. We can speed through game 1 on Immersion, then get to game 2 by the time anything happens. There we are. Okay, we'll speedcast this, speedcast it. Alright, let's go. So, let me get the scoreboard set up. Enable scoreboards. This will be the LingHe Cup, and this is the upper bracket round 1. Immersion, you're not an Immersion fan? I'm not really a fan of Immersion that much either, but a lot of the players have liked it. So we're just going to speedcast this game. We're going to speedcast this game. So Z40 will be playing as the Blue Woo, Dooidy as the Red Portuguese. E will be docking the outside, as will Z40, so similar openings from both, and they'll take the Rhinos under their TCs. Rhinos have a lot of food on them, so you can push the deer and have clean builds. There will be 4 ponds of water in the middle of the map. and players will be fighting over them, potentially doing fires on the outside. Men-at-Arms openings can be a thing, and the Wu also can do GN Swordsman, and that's exactly what we have here. A Vil coming forward along with the Men-at-Arms, and Z40 will go for that forward dock. Men-at-Arms just going to hoover around, pick off some Vils on the lumber camp, idle the lumber camp. Good opening from him so far. Archers come out. And then we'll have skirmishers in defense for Z40, as he does get the forward dock up, and we'll be trying to disrupt the fish. Some repairs, but the demo kills the Vil. And he'll just be going for a demo raft to try to snipe fish. And the fishing ships run far away to flee from the demo. So meanwhile, on the other side, ships sailing all the way around, we'll be disrupting the fishing eco just a bit as the fire comes out, and we'll be burning that down to the ground. Another, oh, and a forward dock from Dooidy. Okay, and Dooidy's up to the castle age first. So back and forth on the score as the skirms are forward. And I think you're right, speed casting does make it more hectic. And now Vils are there. Will there be a demo? Will there be a demo? No demo. I know I have to look for the demos now. The demo in that dock. Okay, there's a demo there. Z40 can see the flag, definitely. Knights coming out, but it is only skirms. Knights clean that. Mill dock for Z40. And he's going to go for another TC on the side. Or is still flipping back and forth. What's the format of this tournament? It's just double elimination. One bracket, double elimination. So fire is going down in the middle. Wonk wants a conversion. Mangonel comes out, and we'll fend that fire off. Gets another Mangonel. Looks want more conversions. Demo still inside that dock. Imp on the way for Z40 as he is pulling ahead in score now. Pulling ahead in Vils was booming a bit more while they were all fighting. And looks like he did also clean the docks and the fish on the outside by taking the water control there. And now that he's up, it will be Treb time for the Wu. We have Imp, Imp also there for Dooidy is the Portuguese. So no Trebs yet for Z40. Oh wait, no, remember, he's the Wu, he doesn't have Trebs. He has these things, the traction Trebs. Things are not that strong. Everything I've seen. Maybe we use cannon galleons on this pond. Oh, okay, cannon galleons in demo. Needs to think like Dooidy did. Get the cannon galleons out, okay, but it's gonna be cav raid time. And as the heavy Hui Guang cav come in, Dooidy will call the GG. He doesn't have a counter to that right now. Oh, there are also arbs in the eco. Houses in the eco, arbs everywhere. So Dooidy's eco has been raided too. Alright, so that's game one. Z40 wins that. And now we're on to game two, which will be migration. And that they have just started. So win for Z40. GG, does the dashboard have the drafts yet? It has both the drafts. So I can at least show these. So figure out what side everyone's on. Yep. Show the drafts real quick. Check off those civs. What were the civs that game? That was the Wu against the Portuguese. And now just go into Capture Age for the next game. It will be Migration. Alright, so galley opening from Z40 as the Italians. I'll speed cast to catch up to this too. Need a better PC by 30 minutes. Your PC struggles, keep it at 1.71 casting. Alright, and we're about caught up to real time here. Used to have this issue, how expensive was the solution? My solution was expensive. What does double elimination mean? It means there's an upper bracket and a lower bracket. The first time you lose, you have a second set that you play in the lower bracket. The second time you lose, you're out. And this is a thin migration in the middle. You can TC that and wall it up. So Dooidy up to the castle age. Z40 will be slower. Dooidy going for the forward dock. Z40 as of yet has not scouted that. 3-0 on the Eco KD, so Z40 going for the galleys did pick off a few fishing ships, and he will be up by 2 now. He's doing a transport and we'll have to go to the middle. Only 1 relic on this side. There are 4 relics over here. Also a pool of water in the middle. Hello, land generation. And also Water Buffalo in the middle, so they will do some scouting. Is this based on the Warlord's version of Migration? The home islands feel a bit more rounder than DE's version, but I never saw Warlords be this thin and closed in the middle. So defensive fires here from Dooidy. Doing a good enough job defending from Z40 as the demo comes in. The demo. As the galleys are low on HP, ooh, only gets one. Only gets one. Nice splitting there at the end. Fire here will go down. Yes, it will. Fire is going to look to get around the outside. And, oh, what is this? What is this? We have a landing. We have a landing. Oh, yes, Dooidy going for the forward workshop. Oh, let's go. Z40, does he see this? He doesn't see it. He needs some town watch. Hello, Soxy. You're just in time for a landing. Okay, now what do? You get 2 or 3 mangonels, also do a monastery. Monk push over here. Absolutely beautiful. And TC in the middle there for Z40. As I don't even know who has water control here. They both still have 7 fishing ships. That's not entirely clear. This forward dock is a bit annoying, but get a transport ship, you get a transport ship. And hello, Tantron. How you doing, Tantron? Monastery going up here. Little state-of-the-art $2,000 PC just to play Age of Empires. Who's with you? Hey, well, I've over the years definitely invested a lot of money into the PC. Well, it's the project. I still have pieces of my first PC build from 2015 in this. My power supply is still there. It's still the same case. So great mangonel shots there from Z40. I mean from Dooidy on Z40's vills. Dooidy getting all the vills? Almost. So workshop going up for Z40. You also play Satisfactory, which is pretty resource intensive. And Spiral Water Well. Thank you for the follow. So Dooidy coming forward here has taken out some of the fishing ships and does have a nice score lead. Second TC in the middle. And is probably just ready to boom. Then go imp. Bring a barracks as well. So the Italian Mirror. Gonna have similar up timings. Oh, the monk rush doing so much damage. Mangonel hits a Vil. I mean, I have a state-of-the-art GPU, and Capture Age still has VRAM issues. It's not the toppest of all tiers you get, but it is a 5080. And I do suspect we'd probably still have VRAM issues even if I did go for the full 32 gigabytes of VRAM 5090. Yeah, this landing has done so much damage. It's 19 to 8 on the Vil KD. Wheelbarrow at the TC. I saw it glowing. I thought maybe that's an imp TC for a second. So there's still no military units at home to defend for Z40. He's just relying on Scorpions and Mangonels. That Mangonel running out onto the shallows. The Scorpion has to get there in time. Will the Scorpion get there? It will double kill. Vil trying to repair, needs to attack maybe. Up. Don't Mangonel your own Vil. Yeah, just attack with the Vil. There you go. There you go. That's good. Okay, the landing continues. The TC is down. TC on the home island for Z40 is down. I'll finally be doing defensive mangonels, but I think this push has done what it needed to do. Now Dooidy has a huge villager lead. As long as he has a competitive imp timing, should be well on his way towards winning this game and tying up the set at 1-1. The Vils will come over and build a TC on the gold. Fire is exchanging some fire. As another fire comes over, we'll hit a Vil on that forest. And try to hit even more Vils. Fishing ships going down, fire is still fighting each other. Ships all going down. And Monk wants a conversion. And here, okay, no counter landing, just some blue fire ships. For a second I thought maybe there was a transport there. But no, looks like Z40 is taking the water control back. So yeah, we have Dooidy kind of winning the land, Z40 winning the water, and the scouts here to deal with monks. Indeed, maybe some spears here, or just a lucky conversion. Can the scout kill 2 monks? They have sanctity, so I'm gonna guess no, and no indeed is the answer as the scout is converted. Mangonel going for the Vils. Swapping fire there. Head over to this. Ooh, that's a lot of weak Vils on the stone. This could be a big Mangonel shot. This could be a big Mangonel shot. And yes, 5 villagers down in one shot. Some of them are weak here too. Another shot. Oh, another 2 Vils. Oh, let's go. This is what the landing needed. Redemption conversion on that Mangonel. Will it come in? Sanctity so we can take a shot. Oh, don't Mangonel your own Mangonel. Friendly fire. There's the forward castle in the middle. You're right, forward castle in the middle. That's deleted. Too many fires there for that to be a possibility. A couple of fires out. Well, at least win and then delete, delete, delete. Go for the Vil, then delete. Okay, that's converted and now attacking a house instead of the villager. So fishing ships finally going down for Dooidy, but he is up. That's that 78 Vils to 44 villagers. 7 fishing ships though. For Z40, as he does still have the water control, and there will be the center castle. And now the question becomes, how quickly do the players go imp? These houses will shield the Vils from the fire. As the castle is going up. Monk gets a conversion on the Vil. And demo, ooh, goes down but kills a fishing ship. So at least gets some value. The castle here will be valuable if Imp can come in. Don't think Genoese crossbowmen do much just yet. As a workshop for Z40, maybe ready to do scorpions to defend against potential Genoese crossbows. The monk, though, remember, the monk is the best siege unit in the game, and we have a conversion on this workshop, and a deleted market to prevent a conversion there. And that just means the monk can go convert something else. So no Vils left on this island at all for Z40. He is only in the middle. 56 Vils in the middle. 24 there, 14 there, another TC with more Vils, another 18 here. So that's it. Almost hello, Starfire. In the back, ooh, that fire could burn a monk. Monk could get a conversion. Is anyone paying attention there? Z40 isn't. And there we have it. Imperial Age clicked for Dooidy in that hometown center. And this will probably be an Imp GG. As soon as Z40 sees that he's up. Because the imp timing Z40 is... I could sell or use the market, buy, maybe go up. But the imp timing is there that fast fire should take Z40 off the water too. It is I absolutely love migration. I think it's one of the few really good water maps that kind of is overused so much because it's actually a good water map. I think it is an amazing map. So dock's going up. And Imperial Age on the way for Dooidy. And ooh, is the blacksmith being converted? Monk converts the blacksmith, monk converts the stable. Only a barracks remaining that could produce any unit on this island. Really a dull game on this. So another castle. Oh, with the Genbo deciding to walk opposite the direction, same as the deer. Okay, that was a... Nilly needs to fix that. As everything runs around. And gold mine going down. Okay, so still some water aggression, at least from Z40, but Imp is there for Dooidy, and Z40 not calling the GG just yet. He's thinking, okay, I have water, I have half the mainland, I'm gonna fight. At least force him to make the trebs. There's fast fire. Where are the docks? So double dock here. Not that many fire ships yet, but does have 4 of them. So 20 war galleys, 6 fire ships, but a few fast fires should be able to deal with that. Oh, like right there. Oh, that's a converted dock. That's a converted dock making fast fires. There we go. That's what we want to see, using those conversions. Putting them to use. And oh wait, that is a castle drop. That is a castle drop from Z40. I was looking at the middle, didn't even see that. There's a castle drop. Genoese crossbowmen on their way. Middle goes down. But defensive castle though, now this can just be a treb war. Trebs can start popping. There we go. Do we have chemistry for Dooidy yet? No, we don't. That's something he probably wants to prioritize. Just to get the cannons out. But if you can take out that castle, he'll still be in a great spot. I mean, he is in a great spot. Could we see players swapping their starting islands this game? Oh, there goes the monastery with all the relics. That'll be 4 extra relics for a total of 5 there. Dooidy's got 3 monks ready to just heist them. Kill count 98 to 74? It could be farther. Here comes some Genoese crossbowmen now to raid the villas, though. Monks coming forward, they want conversions. Conversions on the Genbos, too. All the Genbos getting converted. Mangonel going down, and there is now the GG from Z40. Gets one last Mangonel shot in, but Dooidy now ties it. Tied with Z40 1-1. So well done. That's 115 to 82 KD. Both going for their Italians pick, and Dooidy coming out on top. Always good in your drafting when you can win the mirrored matchup. So faster castle age time, and more vills. GG. Alright, so on the score, that's 1-1. The maps, that's a win on migration. It's a Land Madness, Brookside Battlegrounds, and Nomad, the remaining maps. That's the Italians over the Italians in the mirror matchup. Yeah, the initial push was huge. He killed so many villagers there. That was a great push. And also, thanks everyone for watching. Glad we have around 300 people on Twitch for this. Another 76 on YouTube. So great to see people in both the streams. And also, just again, apologies. I'm gonna play a quick ad on Twitch so that we can get rid of the pre-roll ads. Then we'll be right back. If you want to watch without the ads, the YouTube stream is still there. In 4K, glorious 4K. And Dooidy, sick name. Sick player. I wonder what are the stats? These players. Match as part of LingHe Cup. Okay, spec dashboard. Is this the thing? Last match. Because we're not currently in one. There we are. Oh no, that's the ranked game. We just casted a game? Well, we've had a good team game that we casted in between the sets, Chipta. And looks like we are starting now. It will be Land Madness. Oh, there you go. That's the command. He's 2171. Alright, so definitely Z40 is the favorite here. I feel like I've seen Dooidy's name around. That's probably an underestimate of his 1v1 elo. His true 1v1 ranking. Alright, I'll let the ad finish before we do an introduction. It'll be a 9-vil start though, as all the maps in this tournament are. I guess it's a similar, if not the same map pool as Warlords. And alright, here we are, game number 3, all tied at 1-1. We will have Z40 playing as the blue Magyars to the southwest, and Dooidy playing as the red Vietnamese to the east. The map will be Land Madness. This is the Warlords version of Land Madness, featuring a 9-vil start, and no rock terrain around the very edges of the map, so you can wall to the edge if you want to. Probably awkward for either player to do this on this generation, though. No forage bush under the TC at the start for the 9-vil start, but there you do have bushes on the outside. And, well, how's the map for Z40? Back wood line, stone pretty close to the TC, berries in a nice spot, but the gold is very forward. Second gold, not that forward, but kind of to the side. And the third gold, pretty far away. The map here for Dooidy will be forward berries, but more back gold. Some deer over by that gold that could be pushed in. And he'll go for a side lumber camp. He'll have more wood options in the back, with a bunch of wood lines all spawned together. So middle going up for Z40 as the deer is pushed in. And going to take the berries, and I do wonder if we see a scouts opening. It's usually what we do see from Magyars, but I've seen a lot of players go straight for the barracks in the range on Land Nomad recently. And maybe if you're thinking the matchup against the Vietnamese, you don't want to fall behind too far in numbers from the range. Oh, an old drunk lord, thank you very much for the bits. What if Vietnamese had old Magyar team bonus and extra HP didn't apply to cav archers? The old Magyar team bonus was the extra line of sight for archers? I think there's a civ that has that now. Was that the Shu who have that now? Or the Wei who have that now? One of the DLC civs has that as a bonus. So it's already been reused, the Shu have that. I feel like the Vietnamese team bonus, or the Magyar team bonus and extra HP didn't apply to cav archers. Or the extra HP didn't apply to CA. I mean, honestly, extra HP applying to CA for the Vietnamese does feel kind of weird. And with all the cav archer civs we have these days, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that change so it no longer applied to them. me keep it just for archers and skirms. I don't think you need to change the team bonus though. I think Imp Skirm and also the Vision of the TC are fine bonuses. Still upset that 2 civs have the same team bonus. Yeah, or the good old Slavs unique tech becoming a bonus. Or what else? The that bush is off centered from the graphics. And the barracks will go up for Z40, but no one on gold. Although, ooh, okay, 1 Vil on gold. Is this a range then? My Vietnamese CA have that bonus. And stable. Okay, so it will be a stable, but with Vils on gold. Could long distance mine and maybe go for bloodlines. Okay, the shoe get the line of sight bonus now. Also, hello Nikolai, how are you doing? The range going up for Dooidy. The scout is running around. Scouts will hit each other. Spear will push back a scout. Or Scholar just finished. Some palisades will go up there for Z40. Vietnam should get elephant archers instead. Not sure if the civ bonus and their unique tech would affect. Oh, elephant archers with more HP? Because, well, the Vietnamese, their unique tech is battle elephants plus 100 HP. Imagine archery range units with more hit points. And then another plus 100 HP for the elephant archers. Oh, that would be silly. You don't give them that idea. This map looks way easier to wall. Well, it is Land Madness. I guess all of them should be hard to wall, right? It's Age of Empires, right? Sometimes that happens. You get the easier map to wall. The wall's going up for Dooidy. Morning Atomic. How you doing, Atomic? I've already been streaming 2.5 hours and it is pretty early. Scouts go for the spear. And ooh, is there a hole? There's always a hole. These are Magyar scouts. They have forging, but with the 2 spears, Z40 is not going to commit. Not going to commit. And I think I'm going to pull the trigger, and this weekend I'm going to get a new mouse. I've been so annoyed at this mouse wheel occasionally zooming out when I try to zoom in, and also the fact the padding's gone. So. New mouse this weekend, I think, is going to be my journey. I have a V2 Death Adder. I'll probably just get a V3. Mouse I'm looking at. I've always used Razor mice. I've used Death Adders for like 10 years. So I'll probably just get the V3 Death Adder. I think there's like two versions of it. There's like a light one and a pro one. I tried cleaning my scroll wheel. It's been like this ever since I got the mouse, but I actually haven't tried cleaning it. I don't know how I would clean it though. How do you clean a scroll wheel? It's not like one of those old like rolling ball mice where you could unscrew the back and take the ball out and clean the tracks. You have to actually take the mouse apart. That sounds like I will probably break it if I try to do that. And Madness is easy to wall from edge to edge, regular DE. Yeah, and well, as much as I said, oh, the players probably won't do that this game, well, they proved me wrong, as here is Z40 walling all the way up to the edge. Some idle vills. He'll only have 1 wood line here, and, well, what does he have left on this wood line? Around 5k wood left, so fair enough. I guess he can take that for a while. Heading in the blacksmith. Trying to chase down the scout. So still 0-0 on the Eco KD. Just Archer opening a bit more defensive for Dooidy, but if long run he just wants to go Archer Skirm, maybe even Vietnamese Cav Archer, that works. So I guess early on the Vietnamese Cav Archer will be the stronger unit until Recurve Bow comes in, but in the late game the Magyar should still be better. The extra HP will be nice, but I think the range and attack will be better for the Magyars in the late game. Looking at your mouse now, oh no. You just use a toothpick or something thin to scrape out any buildup on the sides of the wheel. Alright. I don't think a toothpick would fit in there. I need like a sheet of paper to fit in there. You want to follow Deduzu's journey? Is he on a journey? 500 HP elephant archers if you stacked different bonuses for the Vietnamese, that would be insane. I need to clean my keyboard too. Usually I just turn that upside down and whack it, or maybe spray it with compressed air every now and then. I've not taken all the keys off and cleaned it in a while though. That's what it really needs for cleaning. Oh, he's facing Sora Kuma next. Okay. Remind me to look at the brackets at the end of the set. So, army cleaned up. Scout Skirm there for z40. And he will go forward. And we'll see if he can find anything to hit while he's forward. And defensive watchtower up for Dooidy. Scouts will attack the archery range. There's a mass that's a bit sticky and squishy. You can press it on the keyboard to clean it. I've never seen that, but I think I can imagine what you're referring to. So Scouts getting in on the wood line right now. There was one tile of an overchop. They will get 2 villagers, but that's it. Castle Age first for z40, and he's moving around with the skirms. Resources collected, massive advantage for the Magyars. And personally, whenever I do this build, where I go for like the Archer Spear opening, I always feel like the Scouts build has a much better eco. Maybe I'm just not as experienced at the build, but I feel like it's never something I cleanly can pull off. I remember hearing Dave rave about the glorious Model O mouse. I've always used Razor mice myself. Nope, see right there, I zoomed in and it zoomed out. And I noticed that happening in the game itself too, so I know it's not a capture age problem. It's just a mouse problem. A Dave rave sounds both fascinating and frightening. So defensive tower on the wood line, as now just the archers have been overwhelmed by the skirm numbers. It's what we see all the time in these 1v1s these days. When you get to enough skirms, you can fight pretty much anything. And especially even more so if you have a few scouts in front to meat shield for them. As that's one phrase, especially even more so. Some redundancy there. I can speak properly. So skirms will be hoovering around, finding the gold. And finding the stable. Also, stable range transition, but that's going to be denied. Skirms won't mind hanging out under that tower. Have enough Pierce armor, they can tank that. Scouts will go hit some vills. skirms come out. And another TC going up on the gold to the top. Skirms will maybe hit to the vills on the stables again. Yeah, the skirms just don't want those stables to go up. They'll pick another vill. They'll pick vills in the range, force them back into the tower, cause some more idle time. And now the res collected are continuing to skyrocket for Z40 as he now has a second TC added in. He has really gone for some funky walls, and he'll be adding in some knights too. Skirms, yes. Of course, they attack buildings instead of villagers, yes. Now, Lily's gonna fix that, though. Oh, elephant time, yes! Battle elephant. Let's go, elephant. The skirms will get their javelins on the elephant. And a couple of weak vills on the outside. No ballistics yet for the skirms, but they are doing their next armor. And, yeah, 7-0 Eco KD in favor of Z40. And then a couple of archers and spears coming over to this side, but that TC will just be garrison. They should go down. Not a single vill should die here. Arrow fire taking everything out. The archers have to run. And then monastery there going up for Z40. Skirm's gonna pick off a vill, maybe? Yeah, so much. Well, idle eco. Yeah, idle eco. I was looking at the TC for a second. Yes, that's a ton of idle eco time. And look at that forward TC. Let's go. Z40 doesn't care that cav archers are coming forward. Or two cav archers here. They're box formationed on top of each other. We've seen that box formation combination a few times today. First with Max's archer stack of migration. You're gonna get behind the wood line, but with only two of them and no ballistics. I might struggle even to kill a single villager here, especially as the knights here. Ballistics on the way, but not in yet, and the cav archers will have to run. They are not as fast as the knight with husbandry. Husbandry not in yet. There was a time Vietnamese didn't even have husbandry. Maybe they should just lose that for their cav archers. Knight sniping vills. Mangonel wants a hit on that light cav. And ooh, we'll just escape. The skirms, not going to stop ballistics at the university. They won't destroy it that fast. Still don't have ballistics themselves. Z40 just focusing on the eco. On the eco and the attack, he has a 20 vil lead almost. Osaw on the way. And oh no, the knights are going to find more vills. Magyar knights, they do have blast furnace. Not going to attack though. Okay, they already ran at least in time. So now about 4,000 more resources for Z40. Mangonel misses the skirms. Mangonel goes down to the knights. Skirms will come forward and hit the cav archers. And then chain barding armor on the way. Monk comes back with a relic. We'll have some healing from a monk in the back. So the Skirm's going to be healed up, and this will be relic number 4 for Z40. As he has been collecting relics behind this, and he's adding in another stable. So just going to go Skirm Knight, not going to bother doing a Magyar CA transition. And that itself could be tricky, I guess, against Vietnamese Imp Skirms. Although I guess Knights could be tricky against Fire Lancers. Maybe there's still a universe where Dooidy can go Fire Lancer and win the game, but he's down by 24 Vils. What's the blue dot in the north? That is a goose. That's a silly little goose. Let's chill up there in the north. We do have a raid. We do have a Cav Archer raid. Finally, some Vil kills from Dooidy. And he'll pick off a couple of monks too, or if you'll get converted. Oh gosh, two conversions come in. Oh no, that could not have gone any worse in terms of the conversions. 6 on food and 2 TCs. Yeah, now the knights are hoovering, the skirmishers are hoovering, everything is hoovering. Like Cav in the eco, and there is the GG. So we'll look at the stats. 53 to 33 KD. Yeah, bit of an advantage there in military numbers. Better eco. And faster castle time. And that castle time can do it. And a fancy blue scarf. GG. Alright, so that'll bring us back to our next game, which will be on Nomad. And we'll update the scoreboard. That's a lead for Z40. Did win on Land Madness. In Game 5, if necessary, then we'll be on Brookside Battleground. The win for the Magyars over the Vietnamese. And what do we have for Nomad? Berbers against Bengalis, perhaps? How many members does Tag have? Well, they have Sato, Mihai, MBL, Z40, Sorakuma. So at least they have a good 4v4 team with a bench player. Dooidy will be hosting on Nomad. You played Tag Wayne on the ladder not too long ago. Do I know who Wayne is? Oh, we can vote for ranked maps apparently. 1v1s. Poll expires in 1 day. Let me vote. Salt Marsh! That's in the 1v1 pool. Oh boy. What is this? Nomad Ghost Lake Migration? Sure. And then teams. Continental is a team game map. Highland and Sandbank. What moats? What the? Okay, I'll show you my map pool votes while we're waiting. This is gonna be a rough week of team games. This is gonna be rough. So we got dev picks: Arabia Arena, BF, Nomad. Okay, Ring Fortress and Shoals, and then the picks are Lombardia, Hideout, and Serengeti. Like, I could go African Clearing, but then that would be played every single time because that's the only thing that gets played if it's in the map pool. Then Highland, Continental, Sandbank, Team Moats, and Alpine Lakes? Like, what? What even are these maps? I mean, I mean, either of these maps, I don't even want to play them. Oh no, just do this. 1v1, I don't even know. Salt Marsh, why is this in the voting? Why is BF a 1v1 map? Migration, Nomad, Ghost Lake. The poll is unavailable. My vote was unsuccessful. Check my connect. I can't even vote for maps. A vote was submitted successfully. I could update my vote at any time. Thanks, D. But Continental and Salt Marsh. Who did this? Anyway, we're gonna get started on our final game on Nomad. Byzantines, Georgians. Byzantines on Nomad. I've never seen that pick before. What is that map votes plugin? That's just the old main menu plugin. Or mod, and that's how the map vote menu appears. So here we will have Nomad Z40s up 2-1, having just won that game on Land Madness. It'll be a 9-vil start Nomad, and both players will TC opposite ends of the same wood line in the middle of the map. We'll have Z40 playing as the blue Georgians to the west, and Dooidy as the red Byzantines to the east. He will get his TC up just a bit faster, I think, building it with more vils. This is the final game? Oh, this is not the final game. It is live. There might be 2 more games. If I said the final game, then I misspoke. Apologies. We will have Z40. I come from the future. And use my powers for Age of Empires predictions rather than lottery tickets. We'll have Z40 as the Georgians, Dooidy as the Byzantines. I've never seen Byzantines picked for Nomad in a 1v1 before. Is this Dooidy assuming that Z40 is going Georgians and trying to counterpick for camels? Does he want fires on the water? And hello, Rami. Putting the DE in democracy. Well, the few of the Georgians, what do you do here? Because Banaspa is really not the best option against Byzantines. There's my mouse wheel zooming out again when I wanted to zoom in. And oh, there's a gate there? I don't know what he's gating. I would have even preferred to let the village walk through. Good gate to funnel the deer to the TC. Okay, a bit of laming there. Also chickens on Nomad. Alright. I successfully muted myself during the sneeze. So the chicken just got scared, I guess. Vil coming over. Wants more laming. And hello, John on YouTube. And Vil gonna take the high ground and fight the house? I don't know about that. I don't think that's the best use of your laming time. So Dooidy will take the elephant under his own TC. Elephants will have all that extra food on them compared to the boars, so extra good to have them on the Nomad start. And Dooidy is a lame. It's Nomad. You always got to be laming on Nomad. If you know, oh, that's a long elephant lore for Z40. That is a long lore indeed, and he doesn't have loom. Okay, he's gonna find a pair of chickens though. He could block with the chickens. Let's see. Maybe he just does this like with palisades, the way people do it now. Oh, he's gonna block the chicken. There we go. This is the old school way of luring long distance boars or elephants or rhinos. And the chickens block. And yeah, that villa will be safe now. There's one more block. Oh, perfectly timed from Z40. Look at that. That's how you lure in an elephant. Nomad elephant luring with chickens 101 here from Z40. Perfect. And another lure there. That will lost some HP, but elephant will be under the TC. Both players up, pretty similar timings. Around a 10-second advantage for Z40 as the Georgians. And chickens blocking elephants definitely had to do it IRL. Indeed, indeed. So Vil on the hill. Vil fight happening. Vil wants the outpost. So we'll just fight each other there. Going to be an endless games of African clearing. If that wins the map vote, it will be. So outpost for Z40, giving him some vision. Does he know that TC is there? He might not have scouted the TC yet. Getting 2 outposts up. Dooidy knows exactly where that TC is, going for the barracks. Knows where the dock is too. It looks like he scouted that area. And that's where the buffalo was taken, so he's going to guess the dock's there. Probably Z40 found the dock, looking at this scouting. So 5 fishing ships to 7. A bit more fish for Z40. And fire galleys queued for Z40. Okay, not going for galleys. And nothing queued on the water yet, just now a fire, but Dooidy was prioritizing doing the range, both players doing double bit axe for the wood upgrade. And there will be a tower hitting the wood line by the TC. Look at the range circles and see that tower hits all of that area. Would be a tiny sliver of wood outside the range. Also almost hits the elephant. Oh, does hit the villain, the elephant. Have to take that from the outside. So nice tower and forces the movement of the villagers. There is a mule cart though, so not as costly as needing to rebuild a lumber camp. Another mining camp placed on the gold, adjacent to it. Not the cleanest mining camp, but it'll go up for Dooidy. Bills on the gold and the wood line. Could even mine this side and move the mule cart and make it more efficient. So, ooh, this will be a nasty tower from Z40 if it goes up. Will the vills be walled in? There is a chicken on the way. The chicken not able to block the walls, though. And a defensive tower up for Dooidy. These range circles are now getting crazy. We have 5 buildings with circles. This tower will completely cover all of the wood line. So Dooidy is going to have to win this fight. On the water, it looks like the fire galley is just now coming in. And looks like... Ooh, what's over here? Oh, that's a chicken. Looks like there was a fire forward from Dooidy that's running away. And Dooidy might be at risk of losing some of these fishing ships. Alright, so tower ward now. Both players garrisoned in the tower. Only 4 vills there for Z40. So hard to shoot the full number of arrows while still repairing. And we have a skirmisher for Dooidy who is investing into the land pressure. Byzantine skirms, the OG skirmisher civ, cheaper skirms. That was on to something years ago when we made skirms versus the Goths. And hello, Jan Chess. How are you doing? Hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. And the vills will start fighting each other as the skirm keeps throwing some javelins in. The Georgians have the bonus for towers too, or is it only castles? Their repair bonus? It is... units in buildings receive minus 15% damage when located on higher elevation. It's all units in buildings. Oh, I didn't even realize it was buildings. I thought it was units. I thought it was just buildings, but yes. Everything there. And then cheaper building repair costs. That counts for everything. Well, that's actually a good question, though. Does that only change the hill bonus, or does that change all damage? Because secondary arrows then from the tower won't be affected by that, so I think that might not affect the tower war at all. Yeah, buffs castles and towers. Because remember, secondary arrows don't actually do any hill bonus or bonus damage. Secondary projectiles never do. Oh gosh, the villagers. The vills, what are you looking at, Z40? Oh, that's one of my rules of Tower Wars. If you need to micro, never ungarrison your vills to repair it, then look somewhere else. Whenever you have your vills out of your tower, you gotta be looking at them, because you need to know when to garrison them. That's something I was watching. I was watching some lower elo games, and I saw that was how vills died, and I realized that's something I should just pay attention to, and it's an easy thing to fix. So Vill fight on the deer. Vill number lead for Dooidy. Yeah, chicken nomad. And it's a low HP Vill. That Vill needs to go back. Another fresh Vill being pulled over here for the Vill fight. So on water, does feel like Z40 has invested more. He has a few fishing ships left alive, but low HP. Dooidy not going to be able to pick them off, though. So 10 fishing ships still for Z40 as he's adding in more docks. And those Byzantine fires haven't quite paid off. Z40 now lost his tower, though. That was important for Dooidy. But the rest of his eco is completely safe. He's not pressured. And he's walling up a ton of the map there. That's a water buffalo there. All the tower villas are dead. This chaotic nomad game. It feels pretty chaotic, I gotta say. And no douching, though, but stone walls now for Z40, along with the towers. And he's almost up to castle. I think things looking pretty good for Z40 since he still has the fish alive. You can do another dock down here, take more fish. There are great fish marlins there. Or a dock on the other corner, or wherever he wants to keep docking and moving the fishing ships. And Castle Age then on the way for Z40. West dock is safer than the southern dock? Well, I agree, but also if this dock goes down, both are safe. I have an eastern dock over here, or a northeastern dock for Dooidy trying to move what remains of his fishing economy. But Castle Age is indeed on the way. Dooidy's trying to use the market, but he will not beat Z40 up. That tower still has an archer in it. And they're using the market, he'll be about 40 seconds behind. Castle Age on the way in that TC. Bill's going to go build some houses over here. And archers want to hit the vills. A gate goes up. Bill's going down. Archer is going to hit the house. Just take out the Vil. And down goes the Vil. So where are these vills going? Castle drop stone is there for Z40. Dooidy could buy a castle. So defensive castle here. Archers trying to stop this. Those archers did get in despite all the walling. And now just gonna try to delay the castle as much as they can? Okay, well if a castle could come up for Dooidy, then maybe this is still interesting. Res collected are pretty similar, but still huge fishing advantage. Well, Old Man Willow, thank you very much for the sub. I'll count towards a partner plus for us. Thank you very much. I'll be our Twitch baby. They subscribed for 9 months. So double monastery, monk rushing as the Byzantines when he sees the castles there already. Okay. Love the sub music. All my Mets fans should know what that is. Outpost, 10 HP. Outpost is down. Fires will take out the dock. The Mets are baseball. The Knicks are basketball. And Manaspa raids coming in. They will deny a town center. They will deny a town center from Dooidy. Hills will go down to the Manaspas. And some quick walls will save the vills on the lumber camp. But not much HP on that house. Needs to actually finish building it. Okay, and I'm still not seeing where the Byzantines were used on Nomad. Yeah, he maybe has extra HP for the tower fights. But other than that, he didn't clearly win the water with fires. I mean, camels could be nice against Manaspas. That's the only thing I'm thinking of right now. Down by 20 eco units, 16 of which are fishing ships. And he lost all the fish. I could see fires as a way of maybe winning water, but... Oh no, another Manaspa is going to come in. Quick walls. They are in time, though. They are in time. Manaspa's forward. And Manaspa is running into some arrow fire. Not wanting to stay there too much. Yeah, the Nets are also a basketball team. They're in Brooklyn now. They were in Jersey when I was growing up. And Manaspa's coming forward. Killing the villager. Workshop will be incomplete. That's not going to be a workshop. And I still don't know what the monks are going to accomplish. For Dooidy. Still don't know exactly what they're going to accomplish. Ooh, maybe it's Z40's turn to mangonel some villagers. Get some revenge from that migration game. So mangonel's hitting the houses. We'll have some flashing attacks all around. And castle will go up there for Dooidy. Morville's running forward for the castle. Manaspa's coming down, maybe hitting the monk. Yes, hitting the monk. Manaspa's killing the vills. And Manaspa's killing the ram, so doubt castle for Dooidy. Not going to land on that TC of Z40. Manaspa's still doing Manaspa things. And they're going to focus the castle foundation, taking that out rather quickly even. Even with all the HP the Byzantines have there, that has to be deleted. Keep an eye on Dooidy's stone for whether he does delete it. Mangonel there too now. And will he delete it? Yes, he does delete it. And he's... Oh, that castle, that doesn't go up either, right? There's no way. No way that goes up. Manaspa's not going to dare dive there. Okay, he'll get converted anyway. I think they should have just attacked there. And Mangonel hits some vills. Now we'll get some attacks on the castle foundation. That tower is still there. Tower hitting the mangonel may be slightly annoying. It's gonna find the vills though. It'll find the vills. Okay, Byzantine healing can be nice. His mangonel's gonna go for the monks. Can maybe get a shot on the archers in that narrow choke point? No, still just picking vills, denying the castle. Doing everything it can to deny the castle. Just hit monks. Just hit archers. And there is the GG. And Z40 will do it. He will win 3-1. And finish up his first round set. 49-15 KD. More res collected. Better uptiming. And more vills at the end. GG. Doubled out castles. So, that is 3-0 for him. He will there be finishing with a win on Nomad. That Dooidy loses. And then for the Civs, it'll be a win for the Georgians and a loss for the Byzantines. And also thank you again, Old Man Willow, for the sub during that game. So let's maybe just take a quick look at Wikipedia. And look at the standings for this tournament. I was correct in my prediction from the future, my accidental prediction. And And so, here we are. So round 1 was this week. The losers round 1 is this weekend, so maybe a lot of games to cast this weekend. Every day there are 2 matches starting from 12 GMT. These have all been live so far, no wrecks. This has been insane scheduling. And this will go for until July 30th. And so is this just the Warlords map pool? I think it is. Was Golden Stream in Warlords? They replaced Baltic, right? Fractal wasn't there. Was it? Was Fractal there? Fractal wasn't there. So it's very similar to Warlords. Lots of Warlords maps. No, there's no water. Oh, there's no Pacific Islands in water. It's Northern Isles, Migration, and Shorelines. Okay. So look at this. After the first round, it's Sorokuma and Duduzu, Daniel and I by Power. It'll be Z40 and Shinlu, then Lix and Ming. So I do have to think maybe Lix is the favorite in this tournament. I think maybe he and Sorokuma are probably the top 2. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets over the weekend in the lower bracket of the first round. That'll be Dooidy joining the bracket there to face Dennis. Raise and You Pudding. That'll be interesting. Blue and Stray Dog, Beigu, Bad Koala, then Dooidy and Dennis. So very simple. Double elimination tournament. Grand final doesn't look like there is a double bracket there. Looks like that's just a simple grand final. So thank you all for watching. That's all the sets I saw today. There's going to be also lots of Heaven and Hell this weekend that hopefully I'm going to be able to cast. Looks like that'll be 15 GMT and 18 GMT tomorrow. And so I'll probably go live 12 GMT to cast this, and then that's Raise versus You Pudding. And then probably cast the 2 Heaven and Hell semifinals afterwards. It's ACCM Lewis and Barles versus Ganji. So thank you everyone for tuning in on Twitch and on YouTube. I'll end the stream here and find someone to raid. Done with the stream, done with the stream, yes. So we'll end on YouTube, say goodbye to YouTube,